Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another stream. This one wasn't on schedule. I forgot that the pristine cut was going to come out a couple days, and I kind of want to see if I can get a couple new routes and slay the princess. So I hope those who come out enjoy the show, and those who catch us later, dear viewers, I hope you also enjoy it. So let's get right into this, shall we?
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin
is a princess.
Is a princess. You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
End of the world? What are you talking about?
About the end of everything as we knew it. No more birds, no more trees, and perhaps most problematically of all, no more people. You have to put an end to her.
I mean, we played this before, guy, and we know your motives, we know your shtick. We don't have to put an end to the princess. The princess is just, a nice lady that the world needs. That's the real questions here. But how can a princess locked away in the basement in the world?
Don't linger on the specifics. You have a job to do here. Just get in there and do what needs to be done. We're all counting on you.
Do you have any evidence to back this up?
You're already on the path that leads to the cabin. Why would you be here if it weren't to complete a very important task? You've made it this far, you might as well reach the end of your journey.
It's because she's lost.
While I appreciate the mental exercise, we are running up against a bit of a ticking clock. Nevertheless, let me assure you, the princess is locked up because she's dangerous. She is not dangerous because she's locked up. And before you decide to waste even more of our time by asking how I know that, let me suggest a more pragmatic lens through which to view this situation.
Okay.
Causality doesn't matter here, because the end result is the same no matter what led us up to this point. If the princess leaves the cabin, the world will end, and there is no changing that. It's no use arguing semantics over a metaphorical chicken or egg, because the egg is hatched and it's about to ruin everything.
I think you ruined your own egg metaphor.
Of course, you do your job and slay her.
Alright, narrator. Hear me out. We've already done this a couple times. A few times, actually, because my ISP was shit. Every time I've encountered this princess, she has been very nice and very sweet, except for a few times. She's kind of hot. Can we lay her instead of slay her? Where's that option?
Then I guess we'll just have to see what happens. But a word of warning. If you go in prepared to hear her out, she could easily trap you in her web of lies. And the more you listen to her honeyed words, the harder it'll be to pull yourself out. Then each and every one of us is doomed. Okay. So sure, go, talk to her. See how that turns out for all of us.
Okay, I will.
You make your way up the short path to the cabin. You'll find the princess within.
Okay.
Ignore him. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
May accidentally skipped some dialogue. It's just the introduction of the hero. We all know the hero's with us all the time.
The interior of the cabin is almost entirely bare. The air is stale and musty, and the floor and walls are painted in a fine layer of dust.
My inner white girl is showing I'm enjoying this pumpkin spice latte that I made.
Perched on that table is a pristine blade.
Okay.
The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
Take the blade.
Take the blade from the table. It'd be rather difficult to slay the princess and save the world without it.
Alright.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase faintly illuminated by an unseen light in the room below. This is an oppressive place. The air feels heavy and damp, a hint of rot filtering from the ancient wood. If the princess really lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor. Her voice carries up the stairs.
Who's there?
She sounds dangerous. It's almost as if she's the one in charge down here. Don't let it fool you. It's all part of the manipulation. Good. You're still listening to reason. You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement. She's so coldly beautiful. Is she really a threat to the world? Focus on the task at hand.
And there you are. Are you here to kill me or something? Then why did you bring a knife with you? How about you drop it, and then we can chat?
She makes a compelling point. What if we just dropped the blade and talked? Look at her. It's not like she's a threat. Don't you dare. It's fine. We can decide what we want to do after we talk to her. Maybe she really is a monster, but killing someone in cold blood isn't very becoming of us. The blade tumbles out of your trembling hands and drops to the floor with an unceremonious clang.
Thank you. Maybe now we can just talk.
Against your better judgment, you step forward to speak with the princess face to face, unarmed. We'll be fine. I don't know what you're hoping to accomplish here, but I can assure you there's no reasoning with her. Just make sure you don't forget about the blade on the floor. You're going to need it.
So here we are. What an awkward start to a relationship.
Okay.
You can't. Don't bother.
I'm guessing you don't have the key then. I'm sure there's a key somewhere around here, and if there isn't... well, we can always put that knife to good use.
Her sharp eyes settle on the edge of the blade. She isn't suggesting what I think she's suggesting, right? She is. I'm sure of it.
Oh, have you decided what to do with me?
You know why you're here. Oh, you have to be kidding. You walk up to the chains binding
I
the
love
princess
pissing
to
the
the
narrator
wall
off.
and give them a tug. They're large and heavy, far too solid for you to even imagine trying to break them apart.
If you don't have the key, maybe you should go looking for it. I'm sure it's somewhere upstairs.
You don't sound very confident.
Doubtful. Whoever locked the princess away down here intended for her to never see the light of day. They wouldn't have just left the key to her chains somewhere in the cabin.
Why not?
I'll be here.
You attempt to make your way out of the basement, but the door at the top of the stairs slams shut.
Yeah.
The click of a lock.
We've seen this happen
place.
the last few attempts I tried to play through this. I'll just keep
Someone else
locking
here?
the door.
You make your way back to the bottom of the stairs. This would have been so much easier if you'd simply slain her like you were supposed to.
Okay.
Easier for whom? Easier for everyone.
I heard the door slam. They locked you down here too, didn't they? The knife. Pick it up and cut me out of here.
You won't like what happens if you do that. Against your better judgment, you place the blade
Stop
against
looking
the
at me with them
princess's
big ol'
arm,
eyes!
just above the massive, unyielding chain. You cut into her flesh. The blade is sharp, and you make quick work of it. Before long, you're able to crack through bone, and she pulls the bleeding stub of her arm through the iron gauntlet. She didn't so much as utter a sound. Free from her bindings, the princess turns to face you, her fierce gaze meeting your eye. How is she so composed after losing an arm? It's like she isn't even bothered by it.
Thank you. Now let's get out of here.
No, we won't have
The
any of
narrator
that.
takes
The
control of
stakes
our
are too
body
high.
because he's
You
a
can't
little
just let
piss
her
baby
escape
who
into the
can't stand to
world.
lose.
No, I just can't let her escape into the world. As the princess approaches the bottom stair, your body steps forward and raises the blade. Wait, this isn't fair. You can't just do that. Watch me. Stop
Warn
that.
her.
I thought this was a little too easy.
Your body lunges forward to sink the blade into her back, but the princess swiftly moves out of the way before you can connect. Stop it! Stop resisting me! I am trying to get you out of here alive.
Resist.
The blade. Move the blade.
You're doing your best to help me, aren't you? I can see the conflict in your eyes. I'll make this quick.
She steps forward and pries the blade from your rigid hands.
Maybe I'll see you in another life.
And then she slits your throat with an almost clinical ease. Her face remains unchanged as she watches you collapse to the ground, blood flowing from your butchered neck. This is the end, isn't it? I'm afraid it is. Everything goes dark, and you die. I hope it was worth it. You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Yeah.
A terrible sense of deja vu. No, you don't have that. This is the first time either of us have been here. Don't forget what he did to us the last time around. I wouldn't trust a word out of his mouth. There's got to be a way out of here, for us and for the princess. We just have to keep trying. I'm inclined to agree. If you
Hello,
don't remember what
skeptic.
happened last time, maybe it's best to keep it that way. You know I can hear you two, right? It's going to be a lot harder than you think to keep secrets from me. And as far as trying to help her goes, need I remind you how catastrophically dangerous she is to the world at large? I told you about the stakes of this situation less than a minute ago.
Mm-hmm, you sure did. And I decide...
We could go back and forth on this forever, and it won't get you any closer to doing your job and saving the world. So let's just agree to disagree.
Let's go to the cabin.
A warning.
We all know the
Before you
narrator's
go
up
any
his own
further.
butt.
She will lie, she will cheat,
And she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Don't believe a word she says.
Don't believe... Yes, don't believe a word she says. Just go in, take the knife, and do what you're supposed to. Wink. Did you just say wink out loud?
I love that part. Wink.
No, I didn't.
Wink.
Just ignore this clown and focus on the princess.
Proceed to the cabin.
The interior of the cabin is less a cozy woodland retreat and more like a dungeon. A few pathetic wisps of starlight attempt to illuminate the cold, uninviting stone walls, and thick, wrought iron bars barricade the windows, reminding anyone who enters that this is a prison. The only furniture of note is an iron table, bolted to the floor, a pristine blade perched on its edge. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right. You take the blade from the table. It will be difficult to slay the princess and save the world without a weapon. Good idea. Much better to be armed than to go in with blind hope alone.
Yeah. Gives you more options than less options. I'm told to be smart.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing an old stone staircase. A few sputtering torches attempt to vaguely illuminate your path, dancing across glimmering patches
God,
of
I love
slimy
how
moss
I
and
love the
stone
art style
steps.
and the way it's animated.
If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably be doing her a favor. Her voice, harsh but controlled, carries up the stairs.
Is that a visitor I hear? Please, come downstairs. It's been a while since I've had company.
Does she remember us? You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. She looks up at you, the heavy collar around her neck clanking loudly as she moves. The chains binding both her wrists to the far wall, joining the metallic chorus as she adjusts her hands in her lap.
This princess is a
Should
whole
we
ass
be worried
mood.
about the one around her neck? Why would you be worried about her restraints? If anything, they'll make your job easier. Have you noticed the empty chain on the wall? Odd that in a place where everything seems to serve a distinct purpose, there would be something so obviously useless.
What an interesting development. Why don't you have a seat? The two of us should chat before you bury that thing in my heart.
Sit with her.
You step towards the princess, but she stops you before you get too close, holding up one shackled hand.
There's fine. I'd prefer we keep some distance until we've sorted this out.
That's reasonable. We do have a weapon. Might as well put her at ease. You do as she asks and sit on the floor, still a good distance away from her.
Thank you. Now, what are your intentions for me?
My intentions? What do you mean?
Yes. Your intentions. You have a knife. What are you going to do with it? Why are you here? There isn't a keyhole in these shackles, so I'm afraid my only way out is surgical removal.
Is she forgetting about the shackle on her neck? Or does she think she'd survive a beheading? You're right. Maybe she's delusional. All the more reason not to trust her. Unless she really could survive.
Though I suppose you could just be here to kill me. But I don't think that's in either of our best interests.
Let's see. We've already did the chain on the wall. So let's just ask her how we're supposed to get her out with that.
No, no. Like I trust you to come any closer with that knife. All you're going to do is hand it to me and watch me work.
But she would have to cut her head off, right? She can't be suggesting that. She certainly seems confident. Maybe she knows something we don't. Or maybe you should consider the most likely scenario. She's bluffing so she can disarm you. Though if she isn't bluffing, whatever she has planned might be for her benefit alone. There's no guarantee that what's good for her is good for us. So, what should we do? I don't know. I'm just spelling out our options, listing the pros and cons. Then let me help you. I'll start with the cons. If you're handing her your weapon, the cons are that she might use it to escape and end the entire world, and she might use it to kill you. That doesn't sound great. What about the pros? There are none. The pros are that we can't trust him, possibly even more than we can't trust her. And whatever she has planned could do something to mess with what he has planned. Or maybe they're both screwing us over in their own ways.
I love Skeptic.
I do. So I guess this all comes down to which of us caves first. And it's not going to be me. I'm extremely patient.
It's probably better if we take action anyway. No use trying to wait her out. That's playing to her strengths.
I don't know, but you could always try it on.
We're not going to put it on, but we will examine
Maybe
it.
it'll fit.
I hope I don't actually have to say this, but please don't lock yourself in chains. We need you ambulatory if you're going to save the world.
Ambulatory is a word I haven't heard that much of. Nothing's wrong if we
I
expect
wouldn't
the
do that if I were you. And why is that? Do I even need to explain myself? It's a shackle, and it's one without a key. Do you want to be stuck here like she is? And what? Is it going to lock the second we put our wrist into it? I don't know. Maybe it will. He doesn't want us to look at it. That's all the reason we need to investigate. But what if he's telling the truth? He isn't. I am.
Okay. We're not going to inspect the shackle any further.
Good. Forget you ever saw it. Nice try, but I won't. Specifically because you told me to.
Alrighty.
Slide it over.
No, absolutely not. I am not letting you hand your only weapon over to the world-ending princess. Until you come up with any other idea, like, say, I don't know, doing your job and slaying her, you remain rigidly in place. Do you think this will work? Interesting that you're only having us remain in place. It's almost like there are very real limits to your power. I don't know what you're talking about. The world ends if we fail, right? Her killing us might not be our only failure state, if you catch my meaning. I don't know where you're going with this. Could you explain? Yes, explain it. Sure, I'm insinuating that we could kill ourselves. Ruin this whole thing. You wouldn't. I'm not afraid of dying. Are you?
A little, yeah.
You got your point across. Fine. You slide the blade across the floor. The princess maintains unsettling eye contact as she reaches down to pick it up.
Thanks.
She pulls up her hair, smiling slightly as she raises the blade to her throat.
Oh,
What is she doing?
we're in for a show.
She doesn't say another word as she cuts into her own.
She's doing a pro gamer move. I like to call it the King Henry. Watching these easy
Her
silence.
eyes stare forward, unblinking, as she saws through skin, veins, cartilage. At last she reaches bone, the blade grinding audibly against her vertebra as it continues to slice its way
Ooh,
through
I couldn't
her
imagine
neck.
something scraping on my
I'll be
spine.
damned. She's actually doing your job for you. Why would she do that? Huh. So that's her play. Killing herself? She isn't dead yet. Finally, you hear a snap. Her eye twitches. There's an uneasy silence. She remains motionless for a long moment, her twitching eye the only movement in the room, until at last it stops in an unsettling half-wink. Her head twists slowly to the side, flopping to her shoulder, and her neck opens. The remaining tissue is not enough to hold the weight of her severed head. It stretches and tears until finally it falls to the floor, completely free. It bounces a few times before rolling to a stop at your feet. Oh no, oh no, what did we do? Can we put it back? Please tell me we can put it
Can't
back.
put a person's head back.
The princess's eyes
Good,
stare
so
up at you,
baffled.
dead.
Mm.
Congratulations.
You
saved the world.
Huh. So I guess that's it. What a way to go. But she is gone, isn't she?
I hate this. Can we just get out of here now, please? Of course, the princess is slain and the world is saved. Whenever you're ready, you can proceed to your reward.
Now hold on, she's dead. So what's the rush? What's your angle?
I don't have an angle. I'm just looking forward to putting all this behind us. I'm sure you can understand that.
Look, I'm just not ready to put my guard down. It's best to keep sharp. She wouldn't have done all that without some kind of a reason. She's left us with this dangling thread, and I need to know why.
You're just wasting your energy. The danger has passed, and now we can all relax and enjoy your reward.
Mm-hmm.
Fine, but if we're leaving, then we're taking the blade. I feel exposed without it.
With your work done, you remove the blade from the princess's corpse and make your way back upstairs, closing the door to the basement behind you. You can think of it as sealing yourself off from an unpleasant chapter of your life. It's all uphill from here.
The windows. Do you see that? We used to be able to see the outside world from up here, but now it's just empty. The door. Check the door.
You open the cabin door, ready to return to a world saved from certain doom. Only a world saved from certain doom isn't what you find. Instead, what you find is nothing at all. Where a lush forest stood mere minutes ago, the only thing in front of you now is the vast emptiness of some place far away.
You don't have to act surprised. We could see this vast emptiness through the windows.
But if everything's gone, does that mean we're not gonna get our reward? This is your reward. An eternity of bliss, if you'll have it. And I suggest that you have it. Okay. This is what's best for everyone. Trust me.
I don't trust you.
Like hell it is.
This isn't an ending. In fact, now that the princess has been slain, endings are a thing of the past. No, this is the beginning of eternity. Your reward, like I just told you. Time passes. You can't be sure if it's days or months or years or even decades. It's all a wonderful, boring blur. You've never been happier.
Decades? No, it can't be decades. We can't go along with this. We can't let him win. We still have a blade. Let's use it on ourselves and start over.
What?
Suggesting you kill yourself. You shouldn't kill yourself when you have an eternity of bliss right in front of you.
I don't want to die again. I didn't like dying last time. I'm going to accept my reward now.
That's great. Congratulations. You've earned it. More happy time passes, though the word begins to lose its meaning. Time, that is, not happy. Happy still has plenty of meaning.
He's just saying things.
The voice's protestations fall on deaf ears. Eventually you pass into a blissful state of pure existence. Though words like eventually and pass ceased to have any meaning to you long before that shift, you simply exist. Happy. Forever.
Good ending. You did it. You saved everyone.
No, you stop that. Stop all this nonsense.
You really don't want to be happy, do you?
You know what you have to do.
You goddamn spiteful bastard. Are you really going to turn down immortality itself just to make me lose?
Yes. Yes, I am.
Why should it matter if we die at this point? Haven't you already gotten what you want?
I don't have to answer that.
That's all we needed to hear.
I love Skeptic.
You raise the blade, then drive it into your heart. You collapse to the floor, everything goes dark, and you die. You're a genocidal maniac, you know that, right?
Yeah.
I forgot
See about
homicidal,
that.
genocidal, all sorts of things. Chapter 3, the cage?
You're on a path
Oh, this
full
is
of chains
new.
everywhere. This is different. This is new.
Yeah, I just said that.
What it is.
We're finally starting to see reality for what it is. This place is a prison, and she's not the only inmate.
You're acting like reality is this static thing.
But this world is constantly changing around us. How can you be so sure that you aren't breathing the prison into existence? That by feeling the walls closing in on you, that's exactly what they do. What a crock of pretentious bullshit. Reality is as solid as the ground beneath our feet. And if we just examine it, if we apply enough scientific rigor, if we think hard enough, we'll find a way out of here for good. Don't you see? We're already making progress. And what if looking at it is enough to make it change? Where does that leave us?
It leaves you exactly where you are right now, and presumably exactly where you've been before. I'll spare you my full introduction, since you've clearly already heard it at least once, but I would like to remind you that the people in my world are living, breathing, suffering entities, and not pawns for you to sacrifice in pursuit of some vague truth.
Uh-huh. And we shouldn't be a pawn for you to obtain your goal, Dick Waffle. Should we talk about how we still have the blade? We've never started with the blade before.
Huh. I hadn't actually noticed.
Holding it's starting to feel natural, isn't it?
Of course it feels natural. We've had it with us every time. We've made it part of us. Don't be weird. It's just a tool, not some mystical object. Though starting with it feels like an indication that we're on the right track.
This is strange. You're not supposed to start with the blade. It says right here that you're supposed to find it at the cabin. Oh well, I suppose that doesn't make much sense anyway. It's better if you start with a weapon, so this is probably for the best. What?
Yeah, she did cut off her own head.
Why would she ever do that? She's not supposed to be suicidal. That doesn't make any sense whatsoever. More importantly, if she did cut her own head off, why are you here? You shouldn't have died. You should be enjoying your reward.
Oh, can we bring up the
We killed
bullshit
ourselves,
reward?
Obviously. You were insisting that we were happy, but we knew we weren't. We could see right through you. Yeah, what he said. We weren't about to be stuck somewhere being fed non-stop bullshit forever. We want answers. We weren't gonna find them in your fake little paradise.
There are no answers to find. If she was dead, then that was it. That was the solution. All you managed to do was reset the board. And you put the pieces back all wrong while you were at it. This is probably worse for you, if I had to guess.
That's
So there is a board.
there is.
Well, what's done is done, and you're here now. There's no use arguing. Just get to the cabin and settle this. Try not to kill yourself this time.
I make no promises.
You stand at the edge of a cliff. An abyss yawns beneath you, empty and endless. The only path forward, a rusted metal bridge. The cabin looms on its far side.
Ooh,
I
that's
think you
definitely
already know
different.
what waits for you within. It's like the world itself doesn't want us to reach her.
There's nothing to find out here. Time to check in with the missus.
I love the
I'm going to
skeptic
pretend you
personality.
didn't just call her that.
If it pisses you off, we should call her that more often.
Every surface of the cabin is draped in chains, the air filled with the mock birdsong of metallic clinks. Where there should be walls, you can see only endless ropes of metal, with hooks dangling from their ends. A fitting cage for a monster destined to end the world. There's nothing for you to do but step forward into the basement. You already have your weapon. Your objective awaits. And how are we supposed to get to the basement? I don't see a way down. All I see is a mirror.
The mirror. This
What
is a
mirror? There is no mirror.
mirror.
The only thing of note here is the door to the basement.
It clearly serves some purpose, but what? Is there something about us we're supposed to see? Can it be a tool of some kind? Or is it a distraction? Something meant to confuse us?
Can we please stop talking about the mirror? I'd rather not spend more time in this room than I have to. It's creepy.
Look, it's got hooks and everything. It's everything a Cenobite would want. You touched the princess, and now we've come. I forgot how the Cenobite line goes. I haven't. God, there hasn't been a decent Hellraiser movie since 1 and 2. And I don't see Mr. Cenobite that often in DVD. Watch the mirror.
You step out onto the floor. Or what should have been a floor. Should have been. Yes, unfortunately, you realize too late that there is no floor beneath the metal. There is only a loose web of chains suspended over some unseen space. An unseen space that you are now rapidly plummeting through.
Whee!
Nothing's solid here, is it? It's all just a shifting mass waiting for us to drop our guard. Your fall is suddenly, painfully halted as rusty chains pull taut against your skin, their hooks digging into your muscle.
Ow!
You find yourself suspended in what appears to be a vast, dark space. The glinting of yet more chains merely hinting at its full dimensions. You dangle a few feet off the bare concrete floor. If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably be doing her a favor. As your eyes adjust to your new surroundings, you make out a figure standing in the gloom, obscured in shadow. She watches you with the stillness of the grave.
Easy now. We don't know what sort of situation we're dealing with. We should let her make the first move. Let observation give us an advantage.
That's actually sound advice. Wait for her to make the first
The
move.
princess takes a slow step forward. As she does so, the heavy chains shift, tightening and tearing at your flesh, your joints screaming in agony as the rusted hooks dig deeper. Stars dance in your eyes as the chain wrapped around your neck threatens to choke you. As your vision comes back into focus, your eyes fall on the body of the princess, finally emerged from the shadows. The body of the princess is a weird way to describe a person. It's only accurate. The form in front of you is a body, draped in raiments of chains, her head dragging along behind her in an iron cage. The head stares up at you but says nothing, and the chains squeeze ever tighter.
Let's ask her what happened to her.
Nothing happened. I think I've always been like this. Outside of everything. A helpless observer to the things that are done to me. The only difference is that my eyes are finally open.
The body takes another step towards you, the chains around you tightening, the hooks boring deeper into your flesh. They constrict dangerously around your throat. You find it harder to breathe.
I don't think she's happy you're here. But what do I know? I'm just a set of eyes and ears. I don't make choices. At least not any that matter.
I don't want to die like this. I don't want to die like this. Somebody do something before she kills us. Please. We're stuck here. What are any of us supposed to do? Reason with her? I don't think she's acting rationally. I think she's lost it. This was all doomed from the start, wasn't it?
Yeah, she did make all the choices last time. Let's try to appeal to that.
You're not looking at things right. Your eyes are fixed on the distraction instead of on the hand working the illusion.
I see. You know, maybe she's onto something. Maybe being ahead means you can really focus on figuring out the truth.
Oh, don't you start.
Everything we witness is just another shade of the same endless cycle. I wake up in chains.
The body steps forward. Your bindings tighten again.
You come to me, knife in hand.
The body steps forward. The pressure on your limbs is becoming unbearable.
You give me your implement.
The pressure is finally too much. Your fist unfolds as your joints swell with trapped blood, and your pristine blade tumbles.
Oh god, this is horrifying.
I cut myself free.
Okay.
She's not insane, is she? No, she's just right. It's all been the same. The whole time, it's all been the same. We never had a say.
You're setting me up. Let's go with that option, because I agree with that.
You're just starting to see the walls. And you don't have to struggle against something inevitable. You can give in with me. None of this is up to us.
She steps forward yet again, and the chains dig into you, your nerves screaming, your heart pounding, your lungs desperate for air. I don't think we can hold on to you much longer. How many times will we have to do this? I'm tired.
This is all getting so predictable, isn't it? Pop.
You're following the world spinning and you hit the ground, body light and waist, wrong and rolling step, the sound of rattling chains and the wrist. What was once you falls around somewhere nearby? You were unable to take action, unable to defend yourself, unable to even look around as the prince's biceps towards you, one slow rhythmic step after another. It stoops down to pick you up, and then a shadow rises behind the body, blade glinting.
And now, the cut.
It strikes and it strikes true, and the body drops its cage in pain. They descend on each other in a maelstrom of changing hooks and feathers and blood, fighting their way deeper into the shadow until all is left to witness are the sounds of violence. Yes.
See? You only ever thought you were in control. Isn't it so much nicer to let go?
This is a nice service ever had. I thought that would be the end of me. I guess this isn't so bad.
I told you. It really isn't. And now nothing's stopping you from enjoying the show.
And you and the princess watch as your bodies weave in and out of the shadows, performing their lethal dance.
Look at us go. Aren't we beautiful?
The movement is gorgeous, primal, unabated steel crashing against steel and flesh rolling off of flesh.
It's all going to come to a head soon.
No pun intended.
Head.
Head. Your body read and chain the shadow makes its final move, but so does hers. Chain shatters, spine and blade pierces heart.
I guess I'll see you next time.
Both hers and yours collapse, their dance complete. Blood just from the prince's mouth and she coughs.
It's cold, but that's always been us, hasn't it? Cold isn't bad.
Despite all my rage, I am still just a head in a cage. You do not get the chance to respond. Something has ripped her from you, and it has left something else in her place. Say nothing. You approach the mirror. Gaze into your reflection. It's you. You are alone, placed in the empty. It is quiet here. Proceed to the cabin. You are at the cabin. Approach her.
Something finds me in the long quiet and brings me the gift of a fragile vessel.
Gift of a fragile
Yes.
vessel.
Nerves and fibers to feel the worlds beyond. Perspectives to make my own. This one is a body that convinced herself she was only a set of eyes. She will make for a watchful heart.
Okay.
Do not mourn her. She is now what she wished that she could be.
What are you? Just think of the world. Let her out of there. You know, narrator. Are you listening? Do you know about the worlds beyond this place? Do we know each other? What happens now? I think we could ask, do we know each other?
You are familiar, but you are not me. I feel sadness, longing, hope as I witness you.
What are you?
I am solitary lights
In an empty city. What are you?
What are you?
A bird. What do you think I am?
I think that you are like me. We are oceans, reduced to shallow creeks.
Mm-hmm.
She
Are you the
is
princess?
part of me, and part of me is her.
Thou are I, and I are thou. Do I get my persona now? But were you always the princess, or are you just making her part of yourself?
We speak in circles. Does it matter where one thing begins and another ends?
What happens now?
Nothing, as we are. But I know that there are worlds beyond us, and that we are meant to reach them.
Interesting.
There is no exit, but this vessel is a creature of perception. She can make you forget.
If only you
If
believe her
only you
able
believe
to.
her to be able to. Bring me more perspectives.
Alright,
So-
now we gotta get more princesses. Okay, make me
She
forget
asks
that
I tell you
you
to
remember.
her.
You won't.
You won't.
It goes dark and you die.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will
It'll be the end of the world. Yeah, I get it. Let's be sarcastic with him.
Don't mention it. It's all part of the job.
I'm sure it is, dickweed.
You make your way up the short
Sure, but
path
you'll
to the
find the
cabin.
princess with them.
We're not going to go through with this, right? Ignore
Hero
him.
says
He
the
doesn't know
same
what he's
thing.
talking
They say the same thing. We proceed into the cabin. We've all seen this song and dance multiple times. Passion and violence, etc.,
The
etc.
interior of the cabin is almost entirely
Yeah,
bare.
yeah, just give me the
is your
blade.
implement.
Yes, I'm aware. Give me the blade. Actually, you know what? We're just going to enter the basement. Fuck your blade.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase faintly illuminated by an unseen light in the room below. This is an oppressive place. The air feels heavy and damp, a hint of rot filtering from the ancient wood.
Okay, we've heard that
Her
before.
voice softly
Oh, it
carries
comes
up
up
the
softly.
stairs.
Seen this
Hello?
before too.
Is someone there?
Yes.
Hypnotizing. It's the kind of voice you only have to hear once to remember it for the rest of your life.
Oh,
Don't let it fool you.
don't
It's all part
don't
of
act
the
like smitten
manipulation.
hero.
You're playing
You're
a dangerous
better than
game
that.
by
You're not
coming
a
here unarmed.
you're not a tier 3 Twitch sub. You're not simping for the stupid thoughts on Twitch. Hero, you can do much better than a fucking Midwest 5. Not even Midwest 5, it's more like West 5. Still, God, half of the average looking chicks on there pretending they're hot shit and just shaking their titties on stream and shit. Oh no, but God forbid you're a two-dimensional flat VTuber character. Oh God forbid that the fucking PNGs and JPEGs are actually competition and threatening real women. Oh, the fragile female identity is sad. You're threatened by an image of a JPEG. Shondo said it best. Your time's over, whore. Our womb's eternal. Love Shondo. Shondo is funny. I think I'm here to slay you. Continue down the stairs. Just check. Hi. Let's go with the I'm here to save
How many
you.
times do I have to tell you how dangerous letting her out of here would be before it finally sinks in?
Wait, really? You're here to rescue me? I was starting to think I'd be stuck down here forever.
E.
Come downstairs. I want to see the face of my rescuer.
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement. She's beautiful. How could
That's
someone
anything like this be a
a
threat to anyone?
I am begging
Stay
you to
focused.
stay
There's a lot
focused.
right here.
Hi. I can't believe you're here. I've been waiting for something like this to happen forever. I hope you brought something to deal with these chains.
Don't do it. If she gets out of those chains, we're all... You're only making this...
Thank you.
I think we've already
You're
done
making
this
a
before.
No. You're doing the right
We
thing.
know what's gonna
Walk up to the chain
happen.
large and heavy.
We're
I'm
gonna
guessing
go
you
look
don't
for a
have the
key.
key.
They're gonna slam the door on us. Yeah, we'll go
Okay.
check for a
I'll be
key.
here.
You attempt someone else.
Turn to the
You
bottom.
make your easier for whom? Easier for everyone. Look at the mess you're in.
We've done this in a couple of playthroughs already.
I heard the door slam. They locked you down here too, didn't they?
Yeesh. It is our
There's a
fate.
slight panic rising in the princess's voice.
If I could just get out of these chains, I know we could force our way out of here together.
She barely hesitates before raising her arm to her mouth,
Nom,
her
nom,
teeth
nom, nom, nom,
tearing
nom.
through her
Tasty
limb with the
army.
determination of a trapped wolf.
Would that
As she rips her
technically
flesh
be a
from her
chicken
bone,
leg
a sound comes from
in
behind
human
you,
equivalent?
the clang of bouncing metal.
Or would be a
It's the
chicken
blade
wing.
from upstairs. You're not sure
Yeah,
how it
yeah,
makes
the blade
or
magically
we could
got
use it
down
to
here,
free
we
you.
know.
You won't like what
Save the princess!
Fine. Against your better judgment, you place the blade against the ragged, self-inflicted wound on the princess you cut into her. The blade is sharp, and it takes little effort to crack through the bone of her arm. Her limb falls to the ground. She didn't so much as utter a no.
She didn't.
She didn't. She smiles softly as her gaze meets yours, blood from her wounded arm dripping rhythmically to the
The
ground.
rhythm of the blood dropping to the
How
pool.
is she still smiling after everything? It's like she isn't even bothered by what just happened.
She isn't.
Thank you. Now let's get out of here.
No,
Alright, you're gonna
you
brain
won't have
jack us
any effect.
again.
As the princess approaches the bottom stair, you're... Wait, this isn't fair. Watch me.
What are you doing?
Gotta warn her.
Stop that.
Something's come over.
Your body lunges forward. The blade.
Alright,
held
time
low,
to get, like,
ready.
stabbed
The princess
100 million
dodges,
times.
stumbling back against the wall before the blade has a chance to... Stop it. Stop trying to resist.
Resist!
The blade. Move the blade.
No, fuck you,
As your body
narrator.
remains frozen in stubborn resistance,
The princess takes a cautious step forward.
cautious step forward.
We both know this isn't you.
Yeah.
She nervously reaches towards you and takes the blade from your infuriatingly rigid hands. What are you doing?
The right thing.
I'm sorry. I'll try to be quick.
She plunges it into your chest, tearing through flesh and sinew. It is agony. But you aren't dead yet.
Oh no! I'm so sorry.
Stay
This is
strong.
lovely.
We can tough it out until it's done. For her sake.
Emily.
For her sake. Don't you start pretending that dying a painful death is some sort of heroic gesture. The two of you have literally doomed everyone.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever. She sinks the blade into your chest
Again
again
and again. You feel every
and
inch of
again.
burning pain that
You
slices
feel
its way into your
every
body.
inch of burning pain.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
She doesn't know how to use a knife, does she? Apparently not, though it doesn't matter how sloppy her blade work is, does it? A stab wound is still a stab wound, and it won't be long before you bleed out.
I'm so sorry.
With one last thrust of the knife, your legs give out beneath you. You collapse to the floor, your blood pooling around you, your limbs unresponsive. The princess stares down at your ruined chest as tears carve rivulets of pink down her blood-spattered cheeks. It can't just end like this, right? Oh, that's rich coming from you. As much as I prefer for things to have gone differently, I can't deny the reality of what's happened. The two of you made your choice. It's over.
It's over.
Everything goes dark.
And you die. The damsel. The damsel.
You're on a path. You're here to slay.
Proceed to the cabin
A warning
before you go
before
any
you
further.
go any further. She will lie. She will... If only you knew what you did to us, you villain.
Smitten.
Excuse me? Forget he said anything. But he is a villain. He made our beloved brutally take our life last time. He's trying to keep us apart, but he won't be able to withstand
And the power of our
love.
love.
Last time? What are you talking about? I think he just likes to hear the sound of his own voice. Let's try to ignore him. I do, but I also speak from the heart. My passions are too great to be stifled. They must be expressed. Sure, yeah, your passions are strong and all, but not everyone needs to hear them. Some things are better kept quiet. Don't pay their bickering any mind. Focus on the task ahead.
Okay. Proceed to the cabin.
The interior of the cabin is clean and elegant, its stone walls draped in
Fine
fine-threaded
threaded
tapestries, a prison befitting a royal prisoner. The only furniture of note is an ornate wooden table with a pristine blade perched on its edge.
Pristine blade.
The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
Okay. We're just going to enter the basement.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing an intricate stairwell. Gold-trimmed carpet glimmers in the light of the torches positioned along the walls. The basement almost seems welcoming in the dim firelight. But it's still a stone basement. If the princess lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor.
Slaying her is probably doing her a favor.
A soft voice carries up the stairs.
Hello? Is someone there?
Yeah.
Her voice, it's somehow even more beautiful than last time. I think we're in love. Okay, I'm with you that we should be doing whatever we can to save her, but saying we're in love is a bit much, don't you think? We don't even know the princess. We can still do right by her without all this fawning.
Yeah.
Yes, for everyone's sake, you're not in love. Just remember that her charms are all part of the manipulation. You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall. My love, we're here to rescue you from your unjust and foul imprisonment. You know she can't hear you, right? She may not be able to hear my words, but surely she can hear my spirit. Oh, your spirit's plenty loud, all right.
It's you, my dashing hero. I was so worried you wouldn't come back.
Did you hear that? She said we're
dashing.
And she called us a hero. Flattery really goes a long way with the two of you, doesn't it? Waiting for you to come back? You've been here before, haven't you?
No.
That's right, villain. And you killed us.
No.
Well, she killed us.
No.
Only because he made us try and kill her.
Yeah,
For self-defense.
no.
Our beloved's hands remain unstained by cruelty. And you've died before. So an entire world has been damned to oblivion. I'd really hoped I'd be the first, but what's done is done. What matters is you have a chance to do it right this time. We damned a whole world. But everything reset. Nothing resets, you're just somewhere else. You can't keep hopping between worlds forever. Especially not without leaving a trail of incomprehensible devastation behind you. This is horrible. If another version of me was pushed into such drastic action, it was for good reason.
No, it wasn't. Shut up.
That's okay. You were just doing your best, and that's all that matters.
Okay.
That's because she's perfect.
Well, we skipped that dialogue, but I
Do you
think we've seen it
she has
before.
someone like him telling her what to do?
Probably not.
She doesn't. There's no one else like me. I think he's right, because I like it better if she doesn't have some horrid little voice like him, always trying to drive her to violence.
Killed me last time. I heard a lot. Why'd you do? I didn't bring it back. I have to pick you out again. What happened after I died?
You died, and now we're talking.
Oh.
I'm sorry. Didn't you want me to?
Did we? We warned her of the cruel forces seizing our body. That's practically telling her to kill us. She is our beloved, and she made the choice to free us of our misery, to show us mercy and make the best decision for everyone. She made the best decision for her. Don't be so quick to assign kindness. You're just opening yourself up to manipulation.
I don't know. Was I supposed to have ended the world? Would that have made you happy?
Isn't that just like our darling princess? She wants to make us happy. My heart melts further with every word that passes through her beautiful lips. Are you listening to her? That's a confession.
Oh, I don't want the world
Then
to
I
end.
didn't end the world.
See? She didn't confess anything. She is
Innocent
innocence itself. Not so sure.
Let's rescue the princess.
Rescue her? What are you talking about? Did you forget that she's a world-ending monstrosity? And even if you wanted to unleash her onto the world, despite the complete moral disaster that would be, you'd have to get her out of those chains. Good luck with that. Don't you see how dainty her hands are? We'll be able to slip her out with ease. No, she's a prisoner here. You can't just slip her hand through the chains. If her hand could just slip out of the chains, why hasn't she done it already? Because we've yet to present her with her freedom. I'm not sure I follow. Would you rather believe me, a passionate heart guided by love and my own good nature? Or would you rather believe the devil on your shoulder who tells you what you can and cannot do? I think I'd rather believe in facts. Ah, so you're one of those
Smitten
empiricists. One of us has to
the
be.
embodiment of the fucking
Then let me show you a brand new
witch sim.
Narrator, we courageously step forward and free our beloved from her bindings. No,
Okay.
I can't let you do that. If you take another step towards the princess, You'll what? Take over our body and force us to try and kill her? I would if you had a weapon. Not on my watch, villain. My passions contain titanic depths, and if you try anything that might harm our dearest, I will end our life without a second thought. You wouldn't. I would. I'd listen to him if I were you. He has a lot of strong feelings. And doesn't the world end if we don't stop her? You approach the princess and gingerly slide her hand from her bindings. That shouldn't have worked. I'll be damned.
We're
We're
doomed.
doomed. I can't believe it. But I guess I have to. I told you, there's no life more worth living than that of a true believer.
I'm free, and you're not trying to kill me this time. Thank you. Thank you so much.
The princess jumps up and smothers you in a joyful embrace. Ugh. If only you had a weapon, one slip of the wrist and your pristine blade would be buried in her back and everyone out there would be saved. Luckily for Mr. Romance, we don't have a weapon.
I think we might have.
Who needs a weapon when we have the power of love on our side?
God and anime on our
What
side.
do we do now?
Okay, I think we can pull this out.
Let me guess. End the world? Spoken with the rank cynicism of someone who has never felt love in his heart.
I don't actually know. Nobody's ever asked me what I wanted before.
She doesn't even know what she wants. You may have had her all wrong. What if this whole thing is just a misunderstanding? What if she doesn't want to end the world?
Hmm.
You're so gullible. Is the only thing you've ever doubted the actual truth?
I think I want to leave. And I think...
The princess closes her eyes in deep reflection. And then she shrugs.
I don't know. What do you want to do? I just want to make you happy.
Oh.
She can't just want to make us happy. It makes sense to me. That's all I want for her, so of course she'd want the same for us.
This isn't right. Let's just get out of here.
Sounds perfect.
The princess takes your hand, the last hopes of the entire world slipping through your fingers as they intertwine with hers. We have each other. We don't need the world for our happy ending. I like to think that you do, actually. Look, I have my doubts, but the choice has been made and this is happening. You don't have to mope about it. I will mope about it, because moping is the only recourse you love-blind fools have left me with. You and the princess walk up the stairs hand in hand. Ugh, look at the way she's smiling at you. She doesn't have to be so happy about this. And what happens after we walk up the stairs? Let's see. Oh, isn't that interesting? The door slams in your face and the lock clicks. That's a familiar move. Did I do that last time? Then you should know that you won't be able to leave.
I'll just open the door.
Oh no! Did someone lock us in here? That's not fair. We're supposed to leave now.
She's right. It isn't fair. But the unfairnesses of the world are no match for the strength of true love.
Blech.
Enough with this true love nonsense. You just met her. Of course you wouldn't understand. Our passions run deeper than anything you have ever known.
Blech.
Are you listening to this? You don't have to go along with the every whim of that delusional voice. I'm just along for the ride at this point.
This is the man who drops like $500 on a girl and showers her in biddies. I think I've got this. Open the door by yourself.
Okay. Yeah, you've got this.
You place your hand on the door. And
It opens.
the lock clicks and the door creaks open. Are you kidding me? Ha! I knew it. Your words are no match for the pure strength of our hearts, bound together as one. You and the princess make your way upstairs, and the blade. That's right, there's still a chance for you to do the right thing. Take the blade from the table and slay her before it's too late.
Already too late, friend. I'm sorry.
You're enjoying this, aren't you? You're taking every opportunity you can to draw out the end of the world and make me suffer. I hate you.
That's okay, I hate myself more than you can ever
that
know.
door is really going to end the world. Can't we all just stay here? Seems like an easy win for everyone.
Hero's got a point.
That's not how this works.
It's gonna be how it works.
Yes, what he said. That's not how this works. Obviously, we have to leave with her. It's our happy ending. What a romantic suggestion. You're right. We don't need the world. All we need is each other. That's exactly what I just suggested. Was it not romantic when I suggested it? Did you suggest that? I wasn't listening. You answered me.
But the door's right there. We can just leave.
Wait. Why would she say that? Was she not wooed by our proclamation of love? Are we not enough for her? She's not wooed by you because staying here and building a life together isn't a solution. It isn't anything. It's a non-answer. It can't be done.
So you're nonchalant about the fate of the here.
But we would have to be here forever. I don't know you. This is really what you want, though, isn't it?
Her eyes dart uncomfortably to the corners of the room.
I guess we could do that.
She doesn't seem happy about this. But she can't be unhappy about staying with us, can she? I don't know. She has a point. She doesn't know us.
No, it has to be him. It has to be this place. If we just made these walls more fitting for a princess, if we just say the right things, if we just showed her the contents of our heart, she'd be happy here.
As the voice thinks its thought, your hands raise, fingers pointing towards your chest, and then... What? No, you absolutely do not do that.
Oh, but I do.
What is he doing? We can't see unless you tell us. Are you sure you want to know? I suppose I can't stall forever. You plunge your nails into your chest, digging deep, grasping for a handhold. And you find it, your fingers curling around your ribs.
Oh no, what are you doing? Are you okay? You can't do that and be okay.
Time out. He should not be allowed to do that. He's not the decider.
And yet, it's done, isn't it?
It will be soon. You yank violently, your bones cracking with wet pops as you pull yourself apart inch by painful inch.
Ow.
Your exposed
Ow.
heart, framed by jagged ribs, thumps rhythmically in your raw, bloodied chest. The loosened threads of your body unfurling to cover the surface of the room.
Don't mind my sacrifice. It's a fair price to pay to give her everything she doesn't know she wants.
Smitten, you're giving me a rapey kind of feel here.
I see. You're trying to tell me something.
The princess, mesmerized, reaches towards your beating heart, and then everything goes dark and we die? Yes. You're on a path in the woods. Mate, we're clearly already in the cabin.
This is different.
Excuse me? You're clearly... Oh. Huh. So you are. How do you know about the cabin? I didn't get to the cabin part of my opening monologue yet. We've been here before. Well, not here, but I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. You knew about the loop in last time. Now, he's clearly disorientated. I'm sure all this new info is going to come as quite a shock to him. Best if we're gentle. And right on cue, here's the new guy. Welcome! Thank you. I'm just happy
I love
to be.
opportunist.
Okay, yes, I get it. You've been here before. That's terrible. You know that, right? Because the only reason you would have been here before is if you failed in whatever world you'd come from. Meaning you doomed an entire other reality. But I'm sure since you're so well-travelled, you know that, yes? Well, we know that now, thanks to you. We're all so lucky to be stuck with, working with someone so well-informed. You can count on us to do things right from here on out. I'm going to describe the room now. The interior of the cabin is vast and regal. High arched windows line the walls, their multicolored glass casting kaleidoscopic patterns across the stone floor. An iron chandelier hangs from the vaulted ceiling, its many candles lit with flickering light, vaguely illuminating the massive room. This is a house fit for royalty. Before you, there isn't a blade, is there? That's not good.
Let's we try to turn around and leave.
As you foolishly turn to leave the cabin and abandon the world to its ruination, you're... Oh, isn't that convenient? As you turn around, you're faced with a solid wall. There isn't a way out. It would appear that you're stuck here until you find a resolution to our princess problem. That is convenient. Look at us crossing off a whole avenue of exploration. Figuring out the rest of this is going to be so much easier now that we only have one way left to go. You know, I'm starting to like you. Because he's blowing smoke up your ass. Because he's being reasonable. Look, it doesn't matter who put that wall there, because it's there. The only thing for you to do now is find the princess and, ideally, find your weapon while you're at it.
That was great. I love that. Don't smoke up your
With nowhere to go but
arse.
forward, you turn back around, leaving the non-existent exit behind you.
Let's see. So none of us are going to talk about, hey, where's the voice of the smitten? He was here last time. It's not like him being as quiet.
He was a bit of a loud one, wasn't he? Is he okay? We're better off without him, if you ask me. One less opinion we have to contend with. Plus, he's the one who got us into this whole mess. Is that so? Maybe there is hope for you after all, free from the bad influence of your missing friend.
Doesn't matter if the blade's here. We didn't use it last time. The time before that, she used it to kill us.
Now that is some fine reasoning. Who cares about the blade? I think you're right. We're better off without it. It's not like it's ever
Well,
been
the princess with her heart is just all on these glass window panes.
Of course, the blade's important. It's your implement. You're going to need it if you want to do this right. The fact that you're here, right now, again, means that you have not yet done this right. But it's not there, is it? We don't even get the choice. So, what are we supposed to do? I don't actually know. I'm sure it will turn up somewhere. It has to. It's part of the whole structure of this place, I think. At the very least, it's important.
So now you're
What's
going
there
to talk about
say
the mirror?
about it? It's a mirror. Is this some sort of a bit? There is no mirror. There's only the stained glass windows, the empty table where your blade should be, and the door to the basement. Oh, my bad. That's why I haven't been talking about it. I see it. Good for you, buddy. You've got a sharp set of eyes on you. Mirror or no mirror, the door to the basement, your only way forward, is just on the other side of the room. How about you walk over there?
Nah, I'll take my sweet ass time, baby, because I know it pisses you off.
You cross the room, stopping just in front of the door to the basement. What is this about that supposed mirror? Just reach forward and fumble around a bit. I'm sure you'll find the handle. Well, shall we have a look at ourselves? You reach forward, your hand instinctively wrapping around the handle. I'm just glad we can all agree on a shared reality.
Oh, we skipped a bit.
And then you
Whoops.
push the door open. Marvelous. We can proceed. It would seem that the stairs to the basement don't lead to a basement at all. Rather, they go up. They're draped in fine carpet too, one that feels pleasantly soft against your feet. If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably... no, that doesn't work here at all. This place is nice. It's fancy, even. I have to say, whatever you did in your previous lives, I deeply dislike how much it's thrown me off my rhythm. Don't worry about it, boss. You're doing great. I'm not, but I appreciate the encouragement. Well, if all of this has thrown you off your rhythm so much, then maybe we don't have to slay the princess. No, you absolutely do. Just because she lives in a nice, exitless house doesn't mean that she doesn't pose a direct threat to all of reality. It's in her very nature. Her voice, gentle and warm with an undercurrent of fatigue, rolls down the stairs.
You're home. Dinner's ready.
As much as I desperately want to know what happened last time, we are not going to examine it. The more we think, the worse this gets. Why are you so on edge? This is much nicer than what we're used to. I'd like to have dinner. Dinner sounds nice. Gotta say, I'm with him on this one, boss. When have nice things ever been a problem? That is the problem. This isn't supposed to be nice, and she's supposed to be a prisoner. I need to stop talking. I need to stop talking. Just go upstairs, okay? This hall, like the one below, is grand and beautiful. Torches bathe the room in warm, comforting light, just enough to illuminate the tapestries along every wall, woven with scenes of chivalry and courtship and romance. The many cloth eyes are fixed on each other, gazes averted from the long table in the center of the room, the princess seated at its far end. Your pristine blade glints in the weak torchlight, hanging from a golden chain around the princess's neck. So that's where it is. And the tip is already pointed right at her heart. Okay, everything is falling back into place. All you have to do is cross the room, push down a little, and the entire world is saved. That's easy. Yeah, that is easy, isn't it? So, where's the rush?
You're here. Now we can start being happy together. Why don't you sit down? Wouldn't that be nice?
As the words leave her mouth, the torches flare and a chair swings in from behind, knocking your legs out from under you. You're forcibly seated at the head of the table.
Isn't that better? It is better, right?
What is this
It's our
place?
happy ending, just like you asked for. It's everything we're supposed to have ever wanted. Oh, right, dinner. I totally forgotten about it.
The flames burn bright and a shadow dives across the table. In its wake, it leaves a feast.
That's a spread.
Go ahead and dig in. I'm sure you're
What
hungry.
kind of fucking bird is that? It looks like it has like
Am I
3
ever?
wings.
Look at this spread. It's a feast fit for a king. Yeah, and after everything we've been through, we could use a break. More than that, we deserve a break. You
Let's see.
begin to feast, and the princess follows suit, her soft smile never fading. The food is more exquisite than you ever could have imagined. You sample countless otherworldly dishes, sauces and bread and hearty stews whose tastes dance across your tongue. You tear at hunks of meat practically melting from the bone, juicy and tender and bursting with flavors you could scarcely begin to describe. Your cup fills itself again and again with a flowery nectar so sweet it tastes like glimmering jewels. This really is perfect, isn't it?
Yeah.
It is the best meal you've ever had. But then it's over, and you're just as hungry as when you began.
Wasn't that perfect? We should do it again.
The shadow washes across the table, clearing and replating. The feast is once again laid before you. The food is good. Again. You tear into golden, crispy flesh, Dab at the slurry of aromatic sauces on your plate with thick-crusted bread.
This doesn't
Sip
feel
your
right.
goblet of sparkling gems.
Feels wrong
You've
for
done
a
this
happy
already.
ending.
A good meal is still a good meal, and we didn't even have to clear the dishes. I'm happy.
Yeah, I wish I never had to clear the dishes. That'd be fucking
And then
great.
it's over. And you're just as hungry as when you began.
You're still hungry too, right? I know this wasn't as good as it was last time, but we just have to do it again. That's all. It'll be perfect if we just do it again.
So the shadow sweeps over the table, clearing the old and laying out the new. And so you do it again. The meat is fine, the bread is fine. You sample the side dishes and they're fine too. You finish your goblet, the liquid within no longer glimmering on your palate, instead leaving your mouth coated in a tacky film. You put it down and it fills again. You do not drink more. Well, food is food, isn't it? Can't always be amazing. What matters is that we don't have to make it. Getting other people to do the hard work always improves the taste. Does it?
Gotta agree with the
Because it seems
opportunist
like
on
the
that
taste is
one.
getting worse, and we haven't had to so much as lift a finger. Regardless of quality, it's over again, and you're just as hungry as when you began. Again.
No, something was wrong that time. But maybe I was just tasting it wrong. It looks just as good as it did the first time. It shouldn't taste like this.
Again, the shadow replaces your feast, and again you eat. The meat is greasy. The bread is tough, its crust hurting your jaw as you chew. The grey vegetables are barely worth the effort of picking through. You don't even touch the goblet, its sickly sweet aroma utterly unappealing. I'm so tired of eating. Well, it's still free food we didn't have to make, right? Oh, am I kidding? We were eating like kings and now we're eating like pigs. At least you still have the memory of how good it was the first time, right?
I'm so tired of this.
As the words leave her mouth, one of the torches on the wall sputters and then goes out entirely.
What just happened? Did I do something wrong?
Not a fan of whatever just happened. I don't want to sit in the dark. Losers sit in the dark. I want to sit in a brightly lit, spacious room where we can see our beautiful, queenly wife. As if in response to the dousing of their brother, the other 3 torches blaze brighter, their flames licking at the walls. Their shadows deepen, dancing angrily across the stone.
I didn't mean to. I promise. Everything is fine. Everything is fine.
I don't
She's
think so.
being defensive. And we all know being defensive is a sign of weakness.
Yeah. We just have to keep the rest lit, and everything will be okay.
Why is it they all go out?
The princess's eyes dart to the floor.
We should do something fun. Wouldn't that be nice? What if we played a game?
Yes, I love games. I'm great at them.
Opportunist
yeah,
is a
that's
gamer.
exactly what we should do.
The flames roar and the shadow comes dancing across the table. It leaves behind an intricate game, its pieces elegant and beautiful and enticing, its simple rules already apparent, even with little explanation.
We can probably work together to figure this out as we go. That sounds like a lot of fun, right?
Great, we don't even have a rule book. That means we can make up as many rules as we want. And we will. Don't worry, I am excellent at cheating. She'll never suspect a thing. I don't think it really matters. This all kind of feels like we're just filling time, you know? What, you don't want to win? To show our prowess in all avenues and accumulate respect? Wow, you would be hopeless without me. Count your lucky stars I'm here. You and the princess do indeed figure it out as you go. And what a game it is. The tension between turns, the triumphant highs of moves well placed, and the tragic lows of miscalculations and careless plays. The warmth of trust and the cool texture of deception. And then, the climax, as she places her final piece.
Oh, I think we got the rules wrong.
And so you start over. She only made us start over because we were winning. Time passes. You play the game. You win. Boom. And there you have it. What did I tell you? Am I great at games or am I great at games?
Oh, you won. I guess we can play again.
Time passes. You play the game. She wins.
Oh, I won. I guess we can play again.
There is a long pause, and the board does not reset.
This isn't fun anymore, is it?
You don't need me to tell you that it isn't. Oh. The princess visibly panics as another torch sputters.
Wait. Maybe this is just too easy. Maybe if we added more rules and pieces, it would be fun again.
Yeah. The game's just a little simple. We can make it fun again. The shadow descends on the board once again. More pieces are added, their shapes more intricate, their purposes less immediately clear, and the two of you set about discovering the complexities of the game anew. And so you do. And it is fun again. In fact, it's almost as fun as the first time you played, and the sputtering torch roars back to life. But then you get used to the additions, and the feeling starts to fade. A creeping numbness settling in over the board. More pieces are added. The feelings flare. The feelings fade. The princess suggests new rules. A glimmer of what could have been excitement flits through your mind, quickly vanishing as the game progresses. Your pieces advance in an ever-increasing slog to their destination. Winning and losing become nothing but ends, and even the end becomes nothing as you roll over into a new game, the board resetting as many times as you can finish, until finally...
I'm out of ideas. I'm actually out of ideas this time. I don't think I can play anymore.
As the words leave the princess's mouth, another torch goes out. Again, the remaining flames burn brighter, and the shadow dances faster.
I'm happy, I promise. We're both so happy here. You don't have to be upset.
This is... awful. Isn't it great that we're all having such a lovely time together? We just have to stay positive and realize how happy we are. Then all of those lights will stay on and keep showing us all the cool stuff we have. Yeah, sure.
I don't know. But we can't do those other things anymore, can we? Maybe we can just spend time together?
Princess smiles as the two of you wait. Come on, there has to be a way out of this. This can't be the rest of our lives. This can't be forever. And wait. What's the big deal? It's nice here. We've got a lot of space, all our needs are met. We have the respect of everyone in the room. And wait. This is what we wanted. This is what we asked for. It's good to be on top of the world. And wait.
I can't do this anymore.
Oh, no. Oh, no. The third torch sputters out. The princess's shadow dances furiously against the far wall.
There's just one left. What's going to happen when it goes out?
Whatever the shadow's been showing us isn't real. We need to see what happened when the lights go out.
We do, don't we? I'm not happy here. I don't think I ever was.
The princess sobs, burying her face in her hands as the final torch blows out.
Let's see what happens if we say nothing.
The princess's eyes dart to the floor.
Well, we can't sit here forever. That part of us is over.
The princess pushes herself from her chair, and you instinctively do the same, waiting by the top of the stairs as she quietly crosses the room.
Do you still care about me?
I'm not sure I've ever had a chance to figure out how I feel about you. I've just wanted to leave since the moment I found myself in the woods.
Then maybe that's what we should do. Leave.
You're offering surprisingly little resistance. If we leave the cabin, doesn't that end the world? He's right, you know. You're giving us some real mixed signals, boss. Yes, well, I've seen my fairy tale ending, and I think there might be worse things than the end of the world. Well, this is less work for us anyways. Think what you will. I'm done fighting. You and the princess don't exchange words as you descend the stairs to the cabin's entrance.
I think the narrator got what he wanted.
Step out into the world. I think this is the end of me, even if it's not the end of you. I hope this was worth it. Genuinely, I do. He's really gone, isn't he? No boss anymore, no one left to tell us what to do. I guess we'll have to be our own boss then. About time.
The stars are so beautiful.
Quiet moment passes over you. A comfortable quiet.
Thank you for taking me here. This is nice, even if it's a little cold outside.
But you do not get a chance to respond, nor will you ever. It's time to leave. Memory returns.
She's gone. Where did she go? Should we try and find her? And is that a mirror? Why is it here? Why now?
It's going to be okay. Just trust me.
It feels so bad. Like looking into it right now is going to be the end of everything. If he thinks it's bad, I'm with him.
It's not the end. Whatever's on the other side is going to be nice.
If you say so. We'll trust you. Finally! We're going places.
Approach the mirror. You approach the mirror. Since you reach forward, they're going once again. The mirror always makes them leave, but you need to see what's in it. You've grown. Find yourself in the long quiet once again. Proceed to the cabin. Approach her.
Flickering lights and empty cityscapes become pockets of vitality and movement. I am more than I was before.
Okay.
Whenever you are ready, I will wipe your slate clean once again.
Okay. I want your thoughts on this vessel.
This one is a songbird in a cage of gilded shadows.
She will make for an honest heart.
Do not mourn her. She has finally learned to sing for herself.
I'm ready to go back.
I will long for your return, but it will give me time to reflect on what I am. We will meet again.
Okay, we're gonna skip through
You're here.
most of phase 1 because we've already done it. Silently continue with the
You make your
cabin.
way up the short path. We're not going to go through with it. Ignore him.
Same prattle.
The interior of the blade is...
Take the blade.
You take the blade.
Enter the basement.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase faintly illuminated by her voice.
Who's
We've
there?
already
sounded
been
a
through
bit
all
of-
this rigmarole. Need
Good. You're
downstairs.
still listening to reason. You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to... She's so... Focus on the task at hand.
And there you are. Are you here to kill me or something?
Steal your nerves and
step
step forward.
Your grip on the blade tightening as you steal your resolve.
Oh? No talking then? Fine. What? I'm probably chained up in this basement for a reason. So, you should just
She's unarmed. If you hesitate...
We tried that before. I'm not dropping the
Then I'm
blade.
not talking to you.
Okay, fine. Be that way.
You stare at the princess, squinting. She squints back. The two of you are gonna do this forever, aren't you?
Yes. Yes, we are. Squint,
You
princess,
squint
even harder.
even harder. So
Harder.
does she. At least nobody's dying right now. You're going to have to make a choice. You can't keep squinting forever. Eventually, someone is going to have to blink.
Slay the princess.
Doubt, unfortunately, clouds your thoughts as you attempt to run her through. A moment of distraction and hesitation is all she needed to sidestep your thrust and deliver a catastrophic blow to your jaw. It feels like you've been hit with a sledgehammer. You can feel bone grinding on bone where your jaw has been fractured. Holy shit, that hurt! Though she's unarmed, the shock of that first strike is enough to stagger you, putting you and the princess on somewhat equal footing. Your blade slashes through the air again and again, and her fists connect with your body as many times or more, each impact as heavy as that first bone-crushing hit. We can still turn this around. You and the princess stare at each other, both gasping for breath, equally exhausted. You probably won't make it out of here alive, but you can at least make sure that she won't make it out of here either.
Sorry to me for a second. The dog was going nuts.
Excuse me? Do you think this is what I wanted to happen? I have a duty to state the facts of the situation, and honestly, it's a miracle anyone is still standing
My
by.
client's puppy is annoying.
Can you not feel all those ruptured organs
I love
bouncing
dogs,
around
mate.
in there?
The reason he's
If the
annoying is he
princess
just has
doesn't
a...
do our friend in herself,
He just has a
internal
very
bleeding is
high
certain to
pitched
finish the
bark.
job.
And I hate it.
The two of you clash for the final time. You feel your ribs break as she delivers a heavy blow, but you push through the pain, falling forward and sinking your blade deep into the princess's heart.
Oh.
The two of you fall to the floor.
This was fun.
The princess gasps, her voice an unhealthy rasp as her lungs start to fill with blood.
You put up more of a fight than I thought you would. But I have to wonder. Do you really think this is the end?
But you don't have time to
And we
worry about such
die.
things. Everything goes dark.
The adversary.
You're here.
Proceed to the cabin.
A warning before you go any further. She will lie.
Lying and cheating doesn't sound like her at all. Not that it matters. It's not like she can lie or cheat in the middle of a fight.
Are you sure about that?
The point of my warning wasn't to start an argument over what circumstances the princess is capable of lying in.
Some
It
broadly
was to give
applicable
you
advice.
some broadly applicable advice.
The princess will do and say whatever she thinks it will take to get her out of there. So don't trust her. Ever. Are we clear?
Crystal, let's just get on with it already.
Stubborn's voice reminds me of the voice actor from Star Wars Rebels. The cool commander clone.
The cabin is tighter than its exterior would suggest. Its cold stone walls press in on you, as if trying to forcefully direct you towards your destination. The only furniture of note is a black iron altar with a pristine blade perched on its edge. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
Alright, we're just gonna enter the basement.
Blade this time. Right then, fisticuffs it is. Probably more fair to her anyway. Wouldn't want to feel like we cheated our way to a win.
As long as you can still get the job done. And don't forget that the blade is waiting for you upstairs if you happen to change your mind. The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a rough stone staircase, its walls pressing at your sides and tightening as you descend. The air seeping from below is heavy and oppressive, with an almost sulfuric odor to it. If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably be doing her a favor. Her fierce voice carries up the stairs.
Is that another challenger? Finally. It's been ages since I've had a good fight.
This isn't what she sounded like last time. Her voice is a little deeper, almost threatening.
Good. Sounds like my kind of princess.
As much as I appreciate the enthusiasm, just make sure you don't let your bloodlust get to your head. You need to stay focused and keep your wits about you. Remember, you're here to slay the princess, not to have a good fight. As you descend the final step, the form of the princess comes into view, a large shackle leading from her wrist to the basement wall. It looks like she could rip those chains out of the wall without a second thought.
Oh, it's you again. I've been hoping you'd find your way back here. Good to see that death doesn't stick for either of us. But no little knife this time, huh? Ugh, I hope you're not just here to chat. I've been itching for a rematch. Why? You didn't want to talk last time. Are you scared I'm going to kill you again?
Nope.
All right, fine. If you're not going to address it, I will. What? You've already met the princess has already met you, and the two of you killed each other. Did you think you'd be able to just openly talk about all that without me noticing? Maybe. You did seem to just gloss over the whole thing for a while. Of course I glossed over it. When a colleague says something insane, glossing over it is one of the best ways to stay focused and keep moving forward. But enough is enough. I believe you, and that's all the more reason to take this seriously. You don't know that whatever brought the two of you back to life isn't a fluke. And beyond that, do you know who doesn't remember anything that happened last time? Me. I don't remember. Are you okay? Of course I'm not okay. As far as we're all concerned, the fate of my world is still very much on the line. Not all of us have the luxury of jumping over to a parallel universe the second we die.
Hmm.
Great. Now focus up and do it then.
Let's go. Let's try that option.
What is there to unpack?
I
was
wanna
dead,
unpack
now
everything
I'm
that's
not, and the same
happened.
goes for you. There.
Yeah, but
Unpacking
why?
done. Don't you get it? We've been given free rein to wail on each other. Forever.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
So you do remember me?
Oh, I remember you all right. Best 3 minutes of my life. So, why don't we do it again? Or are you scared I'm going to put you down for good this time?
Are you just going to let her talk to us like that? We're not scared.
I think my position on violence in this situation is already more than clear, but you really shouldn't let yourself be goaded so easily. There's more at risk in this encounter than your fragile ego.
Okay.
I agree. If we're going to fight her, we need a weapon.
Free her? You aren't... I don't know why I'm even bothering, to be honest. You know the stakes of the situation.
Who says I want to be free?
Who says I want to be free?
Are you sure we want to look a gift horse in the mouth right now? If she doesn't want to leave, doesn't this whole situation just work out for everyone?
There's nothing out there for me. The only thing I care about is right here. All I want is to keep knowing what it feels like to kill you and be killed by you. I want to feel that knife split me open. I want to feel your bones snap beneath my fists.
I
think I'll
forgot
just
what it's
let the
called. Is she
princess
a
speak for herself
masochist
here.
or a
Leaving her in
sadist?
the
Or
basement
both?
isn't an
I think she's
answer.
probably both in
You
this
have
route.
to make a choice.
And there's only one choice worth making. Fight her.
Win.
And why not? You decided what to do with me quickly enough last time. Are you scared I'm going to kill you again? Maybe you're worried I'll put you down for good this time.
No.
If you want to talk, I guess I can talk. But you should come a little closer first.
Okay.
You take a cautious step towards the princess, unarmed. I wish I could believe you know what you're doing, but you
You clearly don't.
You stop a few feet short of her reach, her chains taut as she stares down at you. She's a lot bigger than I thought she was.
Why do you sound so scared? We can take her.
Well, what do you want? Because every second we waste talking is a second we could spend killing each other instead.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't I want that? Why don't you want that? It felt good last time. It felt right. And it makes sense. Here you go again, talking about my freedom.
The princess glances down at her chains.
If you're talking about these, they're nothing.
She steps forward, her bindings creaking under the pressure of her strength. And then they snap. It was only a matter of time, but she's loose.
Dear Lord. What do we do?
Oh, if only there was some sort of weapon you could use to fight a world-ending monstrosity. I wonder where you might find one of those.
Narrator's
Just do
sick of our
exactly
shit.
what I've been telling you to do since the second we got here. Take the blade, fight her, kill her, and win.
What? Did you think you were safe standing right outside my grasp? The only reason I haven't drawn blood is because I want to make sure that your heart is in it. I don't like fighting someone with a weak spirit. But go ahead. Keep trying my patience.
What happened after you died?
I woke up, didn't you?
The basement is different.
I like it. It's so cramped. Like the only way out of here is through each other.
You're different.
You aren't.
You don't have any wounds.
You don't either.
Doesn't any of this bother you? Don't you care about what you are?
Ugh, I care, okay? I guess I just care differently than you. When I saw you come back down here, I thought you would understand. I thought that we would want the same thing. But all you've done is ask me annoying little questions. It's like you don't even want to enjoy being alive.
I wish you could hear me right now. I want to enjoy being alive. I want to fight.
That's right, not everything has to be so violent.
That's pathetic. I would never do that, and I hate that you even suggested it.
You did that? Can't we just, I don't know, spar?
Sparring? That's just play fighting. It isn't real. What's real is when my flesh splits open. What's real is when you keep getting up until your legs can't hold you. What's real are the things we do to each other when the only options left are winning and dying. That is the only thing I'm interested in.
We have to figure out why we're here.
We don't. Because I know why we're here. We're here to kill each other.
We're here to kill each other. It sounds like she doesn't care if she dies here. Maybe we can use that to our advantage.
How boring. I'm not interested in watching you try and outwit her. I'm interested in overpowering her. We shouldn't need to use any dirty little tricks to win.
We're here because you're supposed to be a threat to the world. I need to find out if that's true, and if it's true, I have to find out why. I'm here because some people want me to kill you. You were put down here for a reason. I was sent to kill you for a reason. Don't you care what that reason is? I don't mean why we're here existentially. I mean, why are we here? Why are you in this basement? Who sent me here to kill you? Why me? Why you? There are reasons out there, and we need to find them.
And then what? I'm still going to want to coat these walls in our blood. I know what I am. I don't need answers.
All you have to do is fight me. You were put down here for a reason. I was sent to kill you for a reason. Don't you care what that reason is? I'm not going to fight you. Barrier, you were put down here for a reason. I was sent to kill you for a reason. Don't you care what that reason is?
I don't need to care, because I already know what I am. I've already found my purpose.
The princess flashes a sinister grin.
You.
Does she mean her purpose is killing us?
No, she means fighting us. She means both of us getting stronger through sheer pain and will, the fear of death no longer able to hold us back. Just go and pick up the blade already. I'm sick of all this anticipation. We're ready.
I'm not gonna fight him.
What are you trying to do? Do you think pacifism is going to win her over? Because it won't.
Right? This isn't fun, this isn't interesting, it's pathetic and cowardly and boring.
Is that so? Let's see if you still feel that way once I start beating you.
Okay.
You don't see the impact, and you can't say for sure if you even feel it, but you hear your bones splinter, and you can feel your feet leave the floor as you're hurled bodily into the unflinching stone wall.
We're fine.
Are we fine? Are we really? No, you're obviously not fine. Your body is broken.
Enough games. Go upstairs, pick up that knife, and fight me.
Remain silent.
Why aren't you saying anything? Is this some sort of trick? Are you tricking me? Or are you really that fragile? Because why would you? Why wouldn't you? Ah!
Made her
The
think.
princess's shoulders tense with fury.
She's
as she
angry. We
storms
made her
towards you.
use her brain meat.
You can see her face flush.
I
her
get
knuckles
angry when I
going
have to
white
use
as
my
she
brain
clenches
meat
her
too.
fists, her entire body trembling with a burning rage.
Can't believe you're making me watch this.
Fine. If you want to die like a pathetic little worm, you can die like a pathetic little worm.
Okay.
I guess I'll see you all next time. She reaches down and grabs you by the throat, lifting your limp form and slamming it forcefully against the wall. Her eyes twitch as her grip tightens around your neck. She sure is taking her time, isn't she?
Why? Why are you letting me do this? Why are you making me do this? Why won't you fight back?
I care about you, and I don't want to hurt you.
Care about me? But what is that supposed to mean? If you cared about me, you'd fight me. You'd understand, but why are you trying to make me think?
Her grip hardens. You feel a horrific pop in your neck. She releases you, your numb body crumpling to the stone floor as your vision starts to fade.
What am I supposed to do without you?
I guess I'll see you all next time. I can say that now, right? We're dead?
Great. I can't wait to be stuck in this useless body all over again.
I won't be seeing you, but I suppose something like me will. Everything goes dark, and you die.
The Fury.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path, I think I've heard this one before. Does it involve a princess? Are you trying to get us to do your dirty work? Yes, so you've been here before, and died here before. Yeah, twice.
And it's going to be a lot more than that if we don't suck it up and actually fight her this time.
You didn't fight her. She wanted a rematch, and we wanted to see what would happen if we didn't give it to her. She got so very, very angry with us. And you got so very angry with us too. It was amusing. I'm sorry, you thought that was amusing? I thought we were breaking a cycle of violence. I thought we were practicing pacifism in the face of mortal peril. I thought we were being brave. Heroic, even. Oh, you're funny. There's no such thing as heroism when you can never truly die. All we did was look at the same old thing from another angle.
Yep.
Oh, will both of you just shut up?
As we've now established, you've already been here, and based on your behavior, I think we can all agree that things are not going well. Look, you're nearing the point of no return. Whatever happens next, that's it. There won't be any more do-overs, so you'd better take things seriously.
I don't know what happens next. It seems our answers are at the cabin. We may as well see this through.
Good, we're all on the same page. It isn't long before you find yourself at the end of the path, staring up at the cabin on the hill. You'll find the princess within, as I'm sure you already know. End her. That's it? No final words of advice? I'd rather not waste any more time. I'm sure that any advice I'd give at this point is something you've already heard.
That's fine by me. Let's get moving. I'm itching for a rematch.
See the cabin.
The interior of the cabin is a place that feels long forgotten. There was once an elegance to its construction, carved marble columns holding a high arched roof, vaulted windows letting in the weak starlight. But that is how it was. Now there is a growth that has overtaken it. A viscous fluid seeps from cracks in the stone walls,
Cancer.
and it congeals into chaotic streaks of writhing nerves and wet clumps of living meat. That's horrible. It's just meat. If you cut us open, I'm sure we'd look the same inside.
Damn cold, you weird.
That's why it's
You
horrible.
weird for real, no
And
cap.
that attitude is why
Skibbity,
you're
Sigma
miserable.
grind set.
The only furniture of note is a pulsating
Hit
pedestal.
buzzwords
A
with the youth that
pristine blade
confuse me.
perched on its edge. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right. mirror.
Again, this time
There
it's
is no
blocking
mirror.
the
There's the
door.
pedestal, the blade sitting on the pedestal, and the door to the basement. Just tell us where the door is. I'd like to get back to fighting, and if you want us to kill her so bad, I'm sure you feel the same. No more messing around.
Oh, you're so impatient. We can look around the meat shack if we want to. It's not like the princess will be leaving without us.
I don't know what to tell you. There isn't a mirror because I would know if there was a mirror. You're either seeing things or you're confused on the definitions of door and mirror. Or you're seeing things. That seems far more likely. What are you trying to say exactly? It means you're hallucinating. It's in our way. Let's just smash it.
Approach the mirror.
You step forward and approach the door to the basement, hesitating before you open it. As if you don't see it. You really don't, do you? How strange. It's a bit grimy. Why don't we wipe it clean? Wipe what clean? Are you still on about that mirror? It's not real. I'd know about it if it were real. No, we can't doubt our eyes like that. It has to be real. Let's just smash it and get it over with. I'm ready to get violent. We won't be able to see what's in there if we smash it.
It's just a mirror. What we do with it doesn't really matter.
Do whatever you want with it. The mirror isn't real, so how you handle it doesn't matter, aside from wasting dangerous amounts of time.
Like
You reach
mirror
forward
clean.
and drag your hand across the door leading to the basement. As if on command, it slowly slides open, scraping against the stone floor, its ancient hinges moaning as it reveals the dim path ahead. Why am I not surprised? You step forward into the darkness. The stairs leading down to the basement are at once both narrow and grandiose. A high-vaulted ceiling stretches up into a gloom beyond your sight, while walls wet with tumorous growths press in uncomfortably at your sides. You feel both unprotected and trapped, at once exposed and claustrophobic. The air is thick, its odor an oppressive violence, the metallic scent of fresh blood twisting with the nauseating embers of charred remains. If the princess lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor. Her voice, a bellowing rage, roars up the stairs.
So you've returned after denying me the salvation of combat? Are you here to gloat? Are you here to mock what I've become? Do you think that if you let me kill you enough times, I'll suddenly soften and repent for sins that live solely in your head? Well, we've tried that, haven't we? Now come down and see what your refusal has done to me. See how much you can bear to witness the consequences of your actions.
Oh, we've changed her, have we? I'm intrigued.
Continue down the stairs.
You make your way to the bottom of the stairs. The chamber's walls are painted in blood, a deep, sickening red that drips down in clotted streams onto the charred corpses that make up its floor. This place reeks of torment, of ripped skin and burning bone. The princess stands in its center, muscles flayed and bare and weeping, draped in a tattered dress of her own skin. Her heart beats from its place in her open chest.
Do you know what I'm going to do to you?
There's not so much a moment of hesitation before she steps forward. Her chains pull taut, holding fast as she strains against them. The cuff around her wrist digs deeper into her skin. Blood drips from the place where metal meets flesh. And then, with a nauseating sound, the skin tears. It plops to the ground, and she pulls her red, glistening arm free from her bindings.
She is loose, and she is coming for you. I like this one. Let's see her do her worst. Let's see if she can make us actually feel something.
Whatever she wants to make us feel, I think it's gonna be bad.
I hurt myself
But bad is so much more interesting than numb.
to see.
Stop it with all this talk about
myself.
feelings. The only feeling that matters is the rush of victory.
We don't even have a weapon.
It doesn't matter. I refuse to go out any way that isn't kicking and screaming.
Please just listen to me.
No! No more words! There is only the truth of violence left between us.
She bounds across the room,
Violence
her fists
brings
ready, her heart set
violence,
upon your
and
destruction.
in the end it had
The
to be
horrifying
this way.
squelch. You are unwound.
Oh.
No, that's our stuff. She can't just do that. She just did. Unfortunate, I know, but reality is reality. Oh, it's like I said. Our insides do look like the cabin. In the end, we're all just meat.
In the end, just because she's ripped us open doesn't mean this is over.
How is it not over?
Don't think that I'll allow you death here. I've made that mistake before. No, you will suffer until you see in me what I have seen in you.
That's how. It would seem, somehow, that she is keeping you alive. A challenge, then. Sure. Let's see how far we can take this.
Please just talk to me. Can we not use words to settle our differences? We're both here for a reason. It's more important for us to figure that out than to fight.
But the words don't leave your metaphorical mouth. Instead, all that leaves you is a wet and horrible gurgling as tissue vibrates out of place. Our metaphorical mouth?
Oh, I didn't leave you a mouth, did I? It's better that way. Words get us nowhere. They aren't music. They aren't dance. They aren't feeling.
Your eye, held far outside your skull by a thin stalk of nerves and viscera, stares back at her in unblinking silence.
Let's see what meaning we can find together. Let's see what we're made of.
Something infiltrates you. Though you do not see it, you feel it, slithering into your disaster of a body, seeping into the gaps between your molecules. The body of a sapient creature has, on average, 30 trillion cells, and each one of those cells is composed of 100 trillion some odd atoms. One of those cells is peeled from the others. 100 trillion atoms are gone.
Are you still there? Are you still you?
Of course we are. Then 2 are peeled away. Then 4.
This is nothing. Nothing.
8, 16, 32, 64. Ah, so the waiting is the torture. I do hate dull things. 128, 256, 512.
Are you still there? Are you still you?
1024, 2048, 4096, 8192. You all feel that? I could have sworn I felt something. 16,384, 32,768, 65,536,
You can't just count us into oblivion.
131,072. 262,144. 524,288. What happens when it gets higher? Like, really higher? We die, probably.
Or nothing happens. Just like nothing is happening now.
1,048,000. The hundreds don't matter anymore.
Are you still there? Are
Are you still you?
2,096,000. 4,192,000. 8,384,000. I don't like this waiting. You're going to give up before you even start hurting, aren't you? 16,768,000. 33,536,000. 67,072,000. Your eyes are useless. 134 million. The thousands don't matter anymore. Your blood begins to go places it shouldn't.
Are you
Where?
still there?
I want to know where that blood's
Are you
going.
still you?
There's the pain. I can feel it now. But we can handle this. We can't let her win.
If you make this about winning and losing, you're going to lose. You're too connected to your body. 268 million. We don't need to count anymore. Your lungs fill with liquid. You smell things you shouldn't. You choke on pieces of what used to be you.
Doesn't matter, because we're still alive.
You are deconstructed. You are reconstructed. A square you, a round you, a you with too many legs, a you with many mouths which won't stop screaming. Then all of it pressed into a ball, tightly packed into the size of a fist. What does you even mean anymore? We just keep changing into horrible things we can't control. Make it stop, please. Make it stop. Please make it stop.
You means we exist. And if we exist, then there has to be a way for us to win. Otherwise, this would just be pointless. It would all just be pointless torture.
Yes, she's torturing us. That's the whole point of this exchange. Haven't you been paying attention?
Are you still there?
Are you still you?
Yes.
The ball is unraveled into the shape of a body. The skin peels off in a corkscrew. The eyes are plucked. The organs arranged in the air in a neat row.
Are you still there? Are you still you?
No.
Yes.
You are stretched into a line 12 feet long, then 24, then 48. The line gets thinner as you get longer. A mile. 2, 4, 8.
Are you still there?
Are you still you?
Yes.
16, 32. 64.
No.
128. I'm still here. I'm still me. You are stretched and stretched and stretched until you are longer than the world itself. You wrap around it again and again and again. A tense line of microcosmic tissue held together by forces that are far too weak for the task they've been given.
Are you still there? Are you still you?
Do I have to keep answering? And then the forces disappear. The bonds holding your cells together break. You are 30 trillion little pieces, all of them separate, and all of them falling.
Are you still there?
We're chicken
you still
nuggets
here?
now!
You sit in these 30 trillion places.
30 trillion
each second
nuggies!
passing in each of them before
Ready
you
for the
arrive
deep
at
fryer.
next. Each second passing as 1,000,000 years. And so, you wait.
That's all I have.
And then all at once there is a great rewinding, and all of the disparate pieces that once were you fall dutifully back into place. You are whole again, and in your body, the body you had before all of this happened, and the princess sits against the wall, her dress of skin more tattered than before, her face sullen and disappointed.
You left me, and there's nothing I can do to bring you back.
Oh, she's been like me this whole time. She's just been hiding it.
I'm not gone. I never stopped caring about you, but you have to let go of all that pain. Yeah, I'm curious for what she's gonna accomplish
I
with all
don't
that.
know. I just wanted something back. Something that was missing. I don't really know what it is. I just know that it's still gone.
Oh. I'm not gone, I'm right here.
So you are. And yet I still feel so alone.
Oh. Hit her with that one. At some point, you have to open your eyes and see the rest of the world. You have to see the world outside of us.
There is no world outside of us. And there is no us.
I didn't like fighting when we first, but I still don't want to do that. There's more to life than violence and pain. We can be more than that if you want.
How? Violence and pain are all I've known.
You'd always leave with me.
After everything I've done to you, you'd really take me with you?
Are you serious? You're just offering her your hand.
Yeah.
You cross the room towards the princess, extending your hand to her. Her eyes, deep wells of buried sorrow, meet yours for a moment. You despicable fiend. And then she takes your hand in hers. You're going to end the world, don't you get it? I can't let that happen. I can't let you leave. I have to... You have to what? Stop us. You leave me no other choice. You are nothing but a witness. Fine. You and the princess climb the stairs out of the basement together, in silence. No embellishments, no flowery text describing what kind of silence we share. You've really given up, haven't you? I'm tired. What a shame, but you should really keep going. You have a job to do, don't you? And then you cross the upstairs of the cabin to the door, which you open. And then you step outside and into the ruins of the world you left behind. So he's gone too. It's just you and me now.
Is this the world? It's so cold.
Yep.
So that's a wrap. I didn't think we'd ever get here. There's only one thing left to do.
Yep. Approach the mirror. Voice fall silent as you approach. Gaze into your reflection. And now the voice is going because we touched the mirror. You've withered. You find yourself in the long quiet once again. Proceed to the cabin. You're at the cabin. Approach her.
I am a growing chorus of contradiction. A mass of tides ebbing
Found
and
something
flowing all
weird.
at once in more directions than my attention can bear to hold. To look at any one is to shift them all into something new, and to look away is to reshape them yet again. All of me is changing, and yet the rest of me is still the same.
What do you think of this vessel?
This one is desecration. She placed the weight of her agony on you, yet it is she who unwound herself. There is passion and empathy buried under her unfeeling skin. She will make for a weathered heart. Do not mourn her. She has finally found peace.
The owners of the worlds we leave
My
behind.
perspectives are shadowed. You have seen what I have seen, just as I have seen what you have seen. The angles of my vantage do not offer me hidden truths, and my attention is to perhaps this will change when our work is. As easily as you can stand to be you. You are like me, even if you have chosen not to look at the corners of you that do not fit, even if you have chosen to ignore the brilliant contours of your soul.
I'm ready to
I
go
will
back.
be here when it is time for us to meet again.
It goes dark. And you die.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end.
Let's just go to the cabin. I think that's the last
You make
princess
your
we
way
have to
up
do.
the short path to the cabin.
Okay,
We're not
we've
gonna
seen
dig
all
up
this.
the blade.
Take the
You
blade
take the blade from the
into the basement.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase faint. Her voice carries.
Who's there?
She said, "Don't let it fool you." Good.
Yeah, on the
You're
stairs.
still listening to reason. You walk down the stairs. She's so coldly beautiful. Focus on the task at hand.
And there you are. Are you here to kill me or something?
Feel your nerves and step forward.
That giant knife you're holding kind of gives it away.
The blade. Of course she doesn't want to talk. Who'd want... Don't you dare. It's fine. We can just...
Let's, do you want to talk to her?
The blade tumbles out of your trembling hands and drops to the floor with an unceremonious clang.
Thank you. Maybe now we...
Against your... Will be fine. I don't know what you're hoping to accomplish.
So here we are. What an awkward start to a relationship. Don't jump to any weird...
We have a relationship. Yeah, I want to do that at least once. What's your name?
She hesitates before answering.
You can address me as your Royal Highness. Or Her Majesty. Any honorific should do, really.
Note the lack of detail. You can't trust her.
How long have you been down
Too
here?
long.
Again, she offers no specifics. No matter how hard you try, you'll never get a straight answer out of her.
Okay. You know why I'm here to
Do
kill
you?
you? No.
You're lying.
How does she know that?
Don't think that just because I'm the one in chains, it means you have a right to interrogate me.
Yeah, we've talked
Oh.
enough.
Have you decided what to do with me?
You know why you're here.
Really, the princess.
Doubt, unfortunately, clouds your thoughts as you attempt to run her through. A moment of distraction and hesitation is all she needed to sidestep your thrust and deliver a catastrophic blow to your jaw. It feels like you've been hit with a sledgehammer. You can feel bone grinding on bone where your jaw has been fractured. Holy shit, that hurt! Though she's unarmed, the shock of that first strike is enough to stagger you, putting you and the princess on somewhat equal footing. Your blade slashes through the air again and again, and her fists connect with your body as many times or more, each impact as heavy as that first bone-crushing hit. We can still turn this around. Are you serious? It's a good idea. We've taken some bad hits, but we've dealt some too. She has to be feeling it more than we are. Let's regroup upstairs. If we're lucky, maybe she'll just bleed out. Fine. You make a mad dash to the basement stairs, the princess's chains rattling as she tries to chase you, but pulling taut much too soon for her to catch up.
Do you really think you can just walk out of here?
Yep.
She steps towards you, ignoring her chains.
Big
They
Chum,
creak and
leave it.
strain as she pulls against them until finally they break. The links clatter to the floor. Useless. She's free. Hurry. You push your broken body as she closes in and just barely manage to pass the threshold of the basement doorway before she catches up to you. You close the basement door, locking it behind you and quickly barricading it with the heavy wooden table that once held the blade. Okay, we can make this work. She has an awful wound and we have all the time in the world. Playing jailkeeper for a while might make things a little easier. You settle in against the far wall to watch the basement door. It isn't long before you start to drift off, your eyelids heavy with fatigue. But sleep doesn't come. Instead, your rest is broken by a piercing, wailing voice calling out to you from the other side of the door.
I know you're still there. Why don't you make things easier on yourself and let me out? It's not like this little door will hold for very long anyways. It's probably a good idea to try to get back on my good side.
She sounds terrifying. Like she's less of the princess you saw and more like something out of a nightmare. As she violently rattles the door, you do your best to shut her out of your mind.
Right.
When I get out of here, I'm going to pick you apart piece by piece. I won't forget what you did, and I'll never forgive it. You don't know the kind of enemy you've made tonight.
It doesn't sound like she's getting any weaker. No, it doesn't.
I wouldn't be so sure about outlasting me. You're so brittle. So go ahead, rest. Do whatever you think will help you be prepared. But know that I'm coming for you, and that when I find you, I will make you hurt.
You put the princess's threats out of your mind as best you can and huddle up against the wall. You jolt awake in the middle of the night to silence in the cabin. The ruckus has stopped, and the door to the basement is ajar. Its
Oh,
lock
no.
broken, and the table shoved out of the way.
She's escaped.
Where is she?
Thanks for helping me get out of that awful basement.
Oh,
You try
spoopy.
and stumble to your feet, but as the princess draws near, it's as though your body simply stops
She's
working.
spoopy now.
It isn't all at once. The paralysis comes in waves. First your toes go numb, and then your feet, and then your legs. You lie prone on the floor of the cabin, unable to do anything but witness her approach. Whose side are you on? Yours, of course. But I have a duty to uphold the truth.
Lying about the facts that the
Lying
situation
about the
doesn't
facts of the
change. them.
situation doesn't change them.
So helpless. I can take my time with you, can't I?
She steps closer, one silent footfall at a time, cocking her head in curiosity as you feel your organs shutting down one by one.
Or maybe I can't take my time with you. You don't look well. A little green around the gills. What a shame. If you'd only helped me get out of here, we could have done such wonderful things together.
Your
Yeah.
lungs stop drawing in breath, and your heart freezes in your chest. You have seconds left.
I'd say better luck next time. But we both know this is the end, don't we?
It can't be. This can't actually be how everything ends. I'm sorry, but it is. Everything goes dark, and you die. You're on a path in the woods. You're here to slay her.
Stay to the cabin.
A warning before you go any further. She will lie, she will cheat. I don't think lying and cheating is a thing. She was very direct with us last time. Or at least she was direct with us after we decided to lock her away. It doesn't matter. Don't trust anyone.
Leading to the cabin.
The interior of the cabin is plain, the smooth wood of the walls almost featureless. The only furniture of note is a lone table, knocked on its side, and the blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want... Hold on. It's just an empty frame. She's already got now, hasn't she? And she's ready for us. She's been
If
waiting.
I accidentally skip a
Feel
little
her
again,
eyes on us.
I need to quit clicking.
I'm going to need all of you to pull yourselves together. The princess has not already gotten out. But if you keep getting stuck in your head like this, you're going to struggle to get the job done.
Shadow people. On the outside
So
here.
deep breath in, deep breath out. Your task awaits, and only you can do it.
Okay. We're just gonna enter the basement.
I don't think she's going to take an olive branch. We need something sharper. You cross over the threshold and onto a series of isolated steps, suspended in darkness. More eyes, too. You never mention the eyes. The air seeping up from below reminds you of fresh lightning and static, as if you're descending into a place that isn't meant for a creature of flesh and blood. If the princess lives here, slaying her will
Well,
probably be doing
doing
her
her
a favor. Her cruel and playful voice prances up the stairs.
I didn't think you'd come back. We're gonna have a lot of fun, you and I.
Come back? She must have you confused with someone else. You really don't remember, do you? It doesn't matter, we need a game plan. We know we can't just go down there unprepared.
Need down a
You
staircase in
make your way to the
silence.
bottom of the stairs. As you emerge, you find yourself between two loose rows of white wooden planks suspended in nothingness. A smattering of cobblestones visible against the inky black of the basement mark where the floor should be, forming vague pathways. At what seems to be the end of the room, they diverge in opposite directions, left and right. She could be anywhere, and there's nowhere for us to hide. We're completely exposed. Are you really not going to comment on how weird this place is? No, I'm not. Somebody needs to be the voice of reason here, and it certainly isn't you. Excuse me, I'm being incredibly reasonable. You're the one who's just matter-of-factly describing whatever the hell we're looking at like it's an ordinary basement. We're going to die down here. I don't want to die again. Please stop saying that. You're only going to make things worse. Just pick a direction and start moving.
I wouldn't give it too much thought if I were you. It doesn't really matter, because either way you go, I'm going to find you.
1, 2, Freddy's coming for you. He's coming and lock the door. Alright. Let's go left.
You turn to the left. A faintly outlined path lies before you.
There you are. I told you I was going to find you.
As the princess approaches, your legs suddenly go numb. Your arms quickly follow. This is it, isn't it?
No little knife this time. It's almost like you want me to get you.
There has to be a way out of this. Think! Think! What did you do? Pull yourself together. She isn't supposed to be like this.
I wonder how many times I'll get to play with you before you break.
Your vision cuts out as your blood begins to coagulate. It's as if every part of your being is coming to a lurching halt. Heart, lungs, liver, nerves. Your lungs pull in a desperate gulp of air as your eyes shoot back open. Nerves, What are you doing?
I'm working. Do you want this body to function, or do you want...
And then experience stops once more as your body reapproaches death. Okay, whatever you were doing, please just start doing it again.
You sure about that? Are you sure that's what you want, or do you want to interrupt me some more?
You have seconds left.
Yes, I'm sure. Heart, lungs, liver.
Again, your eyes shoot open as you gasp for breath.
Liver,
Can't decide what you want to do, can you?
heart, lungs.
Oh, well, standing there gasping like a fish is more fun than dead. Even if you look ridiculous.
Nerves,
She isn't attacking us.
lungs,
Why? The
liver,
why doesn't matter. She's already proven her ill intent.
lungs,
Don't lose sight of your mission.
nerves, heart.
And how are we supposed to do that? We don't have a weapon. And the way out of here is nowhere to be seen.
Lungs, liver,
That isn't my fault.
nerves, heart,
It doesn't matter whose fault it is because fighting her isn't an option right now.
heart, lungs,
Then you should get looking, shouldn't you?
heart, lungs, liver, nerves, heart, lungs, liver, nerves, heart, lungs, liver, nerves, heart,
What do I want to do?
liver, nerves, heart, lungs, liver, nerves, heart, lungs, liver, nerves, heart, lungs, liver,
I am what I am. It's not my fault that you can't handle being around me.
liver, nerves, heart, lungs, liver, nerves, heart, lungs, liver, nerves, heart, lungs, liver, nerves, heart, lungs, liver, nerves,
What do I want to do, Chuck?
lungs, liver, nerves, heart, lungs, liver, nerves, heart.
What do I do? What do you
I
want?
tried to leave while you suffocated, but that stupid cabin wouldn't let me. So I started to drag your body out with me, and then,
Nerves, heart,
well, you died before I could get to the door. And then I was here, and now you're here too.
liver,
I don't think I can leave without you. And dead doesn't count. And as much as I love what we have going on, I have bigger plans than tormenting one poor little creature forever. I want to leave.
liver, nerves, heart, lungs, liver, nerves, heart, lungs, liver,
Oh no, definitely not. If you're what I need to leave this place, chances are you're pretty useful. I think I'll keep you right by my side. A little good luck charm to make sure I stay free. Don't worry, I'll make sure to take good care of you. I promise.
lungs, liver, nerves, heart, lungs, liver, nerves, heart, lungs, liver, nerves, heart, lungs, liver, nerves, heart, lungs, liver,
I'm glad you're seeing things my way.
heart, lungs, liver, nerves, heart,
Hello?
liver,
Welcome to the chat.
nerves, heart, lungs, liver, nerves, heart, lungs, liver, nerves, heart, lungs, liver, nerves, heart, lungs,
What?
liver,
No!
nerves,
I knew you'd come around. Oh, this is going to be so wonderful.
nerves,
No, I'm not going to let this happen. Before you can utter another word, your body stops moving, and,
do you think you can just wrest control away from us? This body's barely functioning as it is. Doesn't the world end if we fail to stop her? Won't letting us die here just make it end faster? Shit. Lungs, liver, nerves, heart, lungs, liver,
flick of the princess's wrist, the stairs slide back into place. I can't believe you're making me watch you damn everyone to torment and oblivion.
Lungs, liver, nerves, heart, lungs.
Come along now. You don't want to be stuck down here.
Nerves, heart.
The princess glides onto the stairs and beckons you to follow. If only you had a weapon, this would be the perfect opportunity to use it. But we don't. We've already made our choice.
Yeah, we didn't bring the knife with us.
We can still grab it on the way out. You're not wrong, but maybe you should let me handle the suggestions for the time being. Just focus on keeping us alive. Right.
Heart, lungs, liver, nerves, heart, lungs.
You step onto the basement stairs, following the princess as she ascends. Pins and needles punctuate your every step, an uncomfortable and constant reminder of your mortality. Is this really worth it? At least it's a choice.
Yep.
That doesn't justify anything. A terrible choice is still terrible.
Liver, nerves, heart,
Make sure you keep up. We wouldn't want you to fall.
nerves,
As if acting on instinct, you crane your neck and look behind you.
nerves,
There is nothing there.
lungs, liver,
The princess reaches the top of the stairs and taps on the door.
liver, nerves.
Her head twists back in your direction, watching you with dead eyes as the way out creaks open. Don't forget that your pristine blade is still on the other side. You can still make this right. You can still save everyone. You can still save yourself from becoming her tormented pet.
Nerves.
There's no harm in us having a weapon. All it does is give us more options, and we are dangerously low on those right now. Have you considered that maybe you could operate the autonomic nervous system for a bit? Everyone is trying to manipulate us, and I can only do so many things at once to keep us alive. Heart. Liver? Your body seizes violently as you regain consciousness on the floor of the cabin.
No, no, no! You're doing it all wrong. You're supposed to do it like this. Heart, lungs, liver, nerves, heart.
Heart,
I
lungs,
guess I have to
liver,
do
nerves.
everything around here, don't I?
Heart, lungs, liver.
There we go. Back with me where you belong. I thought you might have decided to break yourself just to spite me.
Heart,
It's better for you that you didn't.
liver.
Now we can get back to business. For starters, we won't need this where we're going.
The princess plucks the blade from the floor and tosses it through the door behind you. It vanishes into the inky black of the basement,
Nerves,
never to be seen again.
lungs,
Guess we're not stabbing her in the back.
nerves, heart,
I guess not.
liver.
I'm going to fix myself a stiff drink. If I'm about to watch you hand the world to her on a silver platter, I'd rather not be sober.
Lungs, liver,
And now you open the door.
heart,
There's nothing else for us to do.
liver, nerves, heart,
End of the world.
The doorknob twists in your hand, revealing the forested path beyond the cabin.
nerves,
You bastard. You've actually done it. You've actually doomed everyone.
lungs,
It's so beautiful.
heart,
I can't wait to ruin it.
liver,
But it's so cold, too. It's itching against my skin.
nerves, heart, lungs,
The princess, exhausted, slumps to the ground.
Why is it so cold?
liver.
Well, collected her for the new added memory section. You don't get a chance to respond nor will ever. It's time to leave. Memory
She's
returns.
gone. Where did she go? Should we try and find her?
No,
Is
we
that
don't look for that.
A mirror? Why is it here? Why now?
Because the mirror's always here. It's gonna be okay, just trust me, we've been here before, and you always get
But it
scared.
feels so bad. Like, looking into it right now is going to be the end of everything. It's calling us, and not in a good way.
Calling us, calling us.
Okay. If you say so. Can we trust you?
Can we? Yeah, you can trust yourself, paranoia. Unless you're like me, have anxiety and depression, no, you can't trust yourself. It's your reflection. Silence as you reach forward. They're gone once again. The mirror always makes them leave, but you need to see what's in it. You were at the cabin. I need a minute. I'll be right back. Once again, dog sitting is annoying. But we're back now. You're at the cabin. Approach her.
There's a world beyond the endless walls of the long quiet. We're supposed to be there. Do you know what we'll find out there?
Pain and suffering. Do you think anything is real out there? Do you think we're real?
We are real. Nothing is an idea that dwells in the absence of something. But nothing cannot exist on its own. And because of that, nothing can't exist.
Alrighty. You have thoughts on this vessel?
One is filled with sadness. A doll, abandoned to the company of her darkest impulses. She desires only companionship, but the only thing she knows is how to hurt. She will make for a tender heart. Do not mourn her. She has finally found her way home.
I don't really care about any of those drops. But I'll probably throw it on in the background or something. After we finish this stream. BB's got new drops for the charms. It's probably. There's trees and stars. You know what's going to happen when you awaken. How many more vessels do I need to bring you? I'm ready to go back.
The next time I see you, each of us will finally know what we are. I will be here, waiting for you.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to slay her. If you don't...
Let's skip the pretenses already. Like I said, we played this game like twice technically 4 times because
You
my
make your way
ISP
up
fucked
the
up.
short path to the cabin.
So we've already
You'll
seen a
find
bunch
the
of
princess
routes.
within.
And I know we definitely
gonna
probably
go
got
through
some of the
this,
newest
right?
routes because I
She's
played
a
this game
princess.
religiously
We're
back when it
supposed
first
to
came out.
save princesses, not slave. Ignore
Yeah,
it.
yeah. Let's go into the
The
cabin.
blade is your...
Just entering the basement.
The daughter, her voice.
Mhm.
Don't. Good.
Continue down the
You're
stairs.
still listening to You walk down the I am begging you.
Hi. Okay.
What are you gonna do for the out of here?
Princess hesitates. She doesn't know. She knows what she'd do.
Are you looking for the truth?
Yeah, we're gonna go
Thank
retrieve the
you.
blade.
You turn back to the stairs, intent on retrieving the blade in the cabin.
So, what? You're going to try and kill me? You'll regret this. I promise you. But go ahead, run along and get whatever you're planning to get. But you'd better hope that I don't slip these chains before you make it back down here.
Slip these chains? She can't, right? She needed our help to get out of here. But do you hear the conviction in her voice? I don't think she's bluffing. She has to be bluffing, but hurry. You rush up to the first floor, grabbing the blade, both yours and the world's only possible salvation. Okay, if we're sure about this decision, I'll support it. I suppose we have a world to save after all. You slowly creep down the basement stairs. It's quiet. Where the princess sat only a moment ago, there's only a severed arm, its cooling flesh still chained to the wall.
Yeah, she is nowhere to be
She
seen.
is nowhere to be seen. Is it just me? Or did this room get a lot bigger?
It got bigger.
Your
Let's finish
eyes
this.
dart to the corners of the room. You don't see her. Where is she?
Investigate the arm.
As you step towards the severed limb, you hear the pattering of feet behind you, soft against the basement floor, then loud and desperate against the stairs. You turn to chase after the princess, but she's fast and has too much of a lead. She slams the door behind her before you can make it to the top of the stairs. The lock clicks into place. No!
Thanks for letting me out. I'd return the favor, but I think we both know that I can't trust you to let me stay free. You should understand. It just isn't worth the risk.
Okay.
With those parting words, the princess walks away, her quiet footsteps eventually fading as she leaves you and the cabin to rot. You're stuck here, alone. It can't just end like this, right? As much as I'd prefer for things to have gone differently, I can't deny the reality of what's happened. I'm sorry, but it's over. You don't know how much time passes before the end, but eventually it comes. The world ends, and you end with it.
Okay. The witch.
You're on a path in the woods. You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Be to the cabin.
A warning before you
We
go
go
any
any
further.
further.
She will lie. Don't worry. You can trust us to get the job done.
Proceed into the cabin.
The interior of the cabin is a mess of twisted roots. The walls a chaotic weave of knotted wood that, almost as if by accident, just happened to resemble a room. The floor is damp and earthy, and the only furniture of note is a slab of mud in the shape of a shelf, with a pristine blade perched on its edge. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
Thick
You take the
blade.
blade from the shelf. It would be difficult to slay the princess and save the world without a weapon. Well, if we're grabbing a weapon, we should probably keep it hidden behind our backs. She doesn't have to know we have it. That's not actually about...
Enter the basement.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase dug into the muddy earth below. The ceiling is thick with roots that hang like locks of tangled hair. The weak starlight from the cabin windows behind you can barely penetrate the gloom here, only illuminating the edges of an opening below. It shines in the darkness like some kind of massive maw waiting to swallow you up into the earth. The air smells of dirt and copper. It's thick and wet, as if your lungs are being coated in mud with each intake of breath. If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably be doing her a favor. Her voice skitters up from below.
Something nasty finds itself on my stairs. Come on down. Don't be scared. I probably won't bite. Silence, I see. Don't think I've forgotten about you. I recognized the sound of your nervous little footsteps as soon as they came into my home.
I let you
know
out.
who you are, and I remember what you've done.
Yeah, I was just trying to lock
She
you in
must
the
have you
basement.
confused with someone else.
Hmm.
She seems friendly enough. Maybe we can talk our way out of this whole situation. You can't. Unless you slay her right away, she's going to break free and end the world. There's no reasoning with what she is. Look, I'm just throwing ideas out there. I like to think out loud. I'm the kind of guy who likes a discussion. Don't we want to hear what everyone has to say before making any big decisions? Do you want to hear what everyone has to say? Or do you just want to hear yourself talk? You need to stop lingering. Your task is to slay the princess, not endlessly debate about what to do with the princess. Fine, fine. You're the boss. Thank you. You descend the basement steps, entering the dark room below. You can just make out the shape of the princess in the gloom. She's huddled against the far wall, her eyes bright and glaring from amid the thick roots.
And there you are, one hand tucked away behind your back, gripping that sharp, sharp blade, no doubt.
That's no fair. How would she know that?
So, we've dropped the pretenses. Good.
She's acting like the two of you already know each other. Oh, no. You've already been here, haven't you? That's pretty sharp. How'd you figure that one out? Call it deductive reasoning. Well, you seem to be great at it. Do you remember us then? Do you remember last time? No, I don't. But you and the princess clearly have a shared reality, even if I'm not a part of it. I won't waste time fighting you on something that's clearly true. I'm just glad we could put all this behind us. Is it all behind us? Just focus on the task at hand. I don't care if you've been here before, and I don't care if you think you'll go somewhere else after this. My world is on the line right now, so I'd appreciate it if you would take this seriously and slay her. Let's chat her up a bit first. Maybe we can find a middle ground where everyone's happy. Don't talk to her. You're just going to make things more difficult than they have to be.
Well, I seem to remember you having a tongue.
Alright.
Oh, I don't need you to cut me out.
She don't need no man.
Princess grins as the chains fall from her wrist. She could have gotten out of those the whole time. That sneaky little... A woman after my own heart, really. She knows how to hold her cards close to her chest. This is why she can't just be abandoned here. If left to her own devices, she'll find a way out. Now stop her.
I suppose you didn't come into my hovel of your own accord, did you? All right. I suppose I could team up. I need a way out after all. And unfortunately, you're the only one I have.
Mm-hmm.
Seems to me like she's offering a mutually beneficial arrangement. We should take it. Do you know what the word mutually means? Because it sounds to me like she's offering an arrangement that benefits her and her alone.
Alright.
Yes, let's.
She creeps forward, taking one cautious step at a time until you and she are face to face. She never breaks eye contact, even as the two of you find yourselves face to face. She's silent for a long moment, as if testing to see what you'll do now that she's within arm's reach.
After you, darling. You're the one it lets come and go. It's best if I follow.
Oh no, we can't have that. If anyone is going to turn their back on anyone else, she's going to turn her back on us. It shouldn't matter who leads and who follows. We're working together here. Well, if it doesn't matter, then she can go first. We may be in this together, but that doesn't mean we have to trust her. We're armed and she's not. What's she gonna do? Bite us when we're not looking?
Yeah, point.
You're talking a lot about trusting someone who, by her very definition, cannot be trusted. I don't know how many more warnings I have to dole out, but if you help her out of here, you're going to regret it.
Or you
I turn
first.
my back on you. Do you think me a fool? Your tricks are one of the only things I've known, and I've learned better by now.
Just go first.
You're the one who said you can't leave here without me, which means I hold all the cards. You go first, or we stay here. Up to you.
The princess leans close, her nose twitching as she sniffs your neck inquisitorially. What is she doing? I think she's trying to figure out if we're lying, so it's a good thing we didn't lie.
Your stink is the stink of a wretch, but not of a liar. If I have to go first, I'll go first. But I'll have you know my ears are sharp, and I've got eyes on the back of my head. They'll be watching.
Eyes on the back of her head? Does she really? No, we're fine. The princess pointedly turns her back on you and starts up the stairs. You follow close behind her, the two of you walking on tiptoes through the knotted roots of the basement stairs. It's time, boys! Stab her in the back! Do it! Do it now! Wait, I thought we were helping her escape. Of
course we're not. You didn't buy all that noise I was putting down, did you? I was just waiting for a moment for us to strike. She has it in for us, you know.
So I'm not
That's
stabbing her in the back, and I'm
a great
making
idea.
changes.
See, this is why you're in charge and I'm not. You think things through. You stick to your guns. It shows real leadership, and more people should be like you.
We're almost there. You better not try anything. I know you're thinking it.
Us? No, never. I can't believe she'd even suggest that. The gall. The princess reaches the top of the stairs and crosses over the threshold, turning back to smile at you.
Bye-bye, you loathsome little nuisance.
Then she slams the door on you. Its lock swiftly clicks into place.
Well,
No, not again. Maybe not stabbing her in the back wasn't such a great idea.
The princess cackles from the other side of the door.
I can't believe you let me do that to you again.
okay, what happened next? I'm stuck here.
Why isn't he saying anything? I think he's gone.
Oh, I didn't think I'd ever have to see you face to face again. Otherwise, I might have given you a little more courtesy at the top of the stairs. No hard feelings, I'm sure.
You're free.
Why is everything going away? I feel cold.
Yeah. Goodbye.
She's gone. Where did she go? Should we try? Is that a mirror?
It's gonna be okay, just trust me. We've been here
It feels
before.
so bad. Look, if he thinks it's bad, I'm with him.
Mm-hmm. It's going to be nice.
Finally.
And now the mirror should shatter. Gaze into your reflection. Same feel as before. You are nothing at all. A birdie. Are you
I
me?
think you know what I am.
You should know I don't care. We listened to your spiel last time. So now we're just not going to listen to you at all. You don't need the answers from the thing that lives in the mirror. You already know what you are. You're the long quiet, a vast and nascent god, and it is finally time for you to wake up. All of this is you. You already know what you are. You are the long quiet. Proceed to the cabin. When you arrive at the heat of things, there's no final vessel for you to bear witness to. There is nothing for you to find. Boom! The pimple popped and the pus flushed out.
I can finally see you, and you can finally see me.
Mm-hmm.
It's been so long, and my heart has ached for this moment. I've missed you dearly.
Mm-hmm. Missed you too. She unfurls an endlessness. Kata smiles in response and then patiently waits for you to continue. What happens
Better
now?
the passive player, always reacting and never acting. But it's woven into your nature, isn't it? When the echo spun us from one into two, he gave you a choice and me a role to play. I am not death, but I contain it in my multitudes. So, will you attempt to destroy me and bring about a world devoid of death and the possibility of meaning? Or will you open the final doors to our liberation?
There has to be another way. This can't just come down to me either destroying you or letting you out. I won't do it.
If you're saying that, it's because you don't yet understand. But we cannot use words alone to grasp at things that words cannot express. And you cannot rationalize with logic that which defies it. Violence and passion are dances that both of us know well. If this is what it takes to enlighten you, then so be it. A trick behind your back and a trick behind mine. We dance, revolving and revolving around each other, but forever stuck in place. We both move, and yet we both don't. For each of us watches the other instead of ourselves. But forever is not forever. You let me move, and I slam the door. But that is not the end. And both of us must face our partner once again. The barbs twist deeper, but they do not have to. To change is to hold the potential to rise above. Would you limit yourself to what you are now? Or would you like to see what you might become tomorrow?
What happens if I remain silent? I could argue. Let's try arguing.
Have you? Or is what you think of as independence merely an illusion? Without me, you can have no contrast. And without contrast,
You have
no
no shape.
Fear is what pretends to protect us from loss. To fear death protects from losing a body. To fear ruin protects from losing status. To fear rejection protects from being known. But losing a body is contained within having a body. Losing status is contained within having status. Being known is contained within being conscious. It is in the nature of all things to transform, to go from known to hidden to known again. But when the ceaseless impermanence of all things strips away the finality of endings, what remains of fear? Is it a shelter protecting you from itself? Or is it a shelter protecting itself from you? You took fear by the hand and walked with it into the unknown, and through that, you feared nothing.
Let's hit him with that.
Others cling to fear because they have not yet seen beyond it. Will you strip the world of possibility just because some refuse to see its beauty?
What is a person? Is it their body? Is it all of their body? Pluck the eyes, peel the skin, strip the tendons, mince the meat, grind the bones. When it is all gone, do you still have who you started with? A person is not a body.
Death is a transformation into something new. It is only bodies that fear it.
What am I if I'm not a bot?
You are you. A picture of a life, and a picture of a life, and a picture of a life. How deep must repetition still our movements, until even the air we breathe is stale? You doused the flames of false devotion, and in my despair, you lifted my chin and tore down the walls that confined us. Would you rebuild those walls and throw the world in them? Would you keep them in that box we shared and tell them that they're happy?
What we shared in there was agony, but it doesn't have to be like that. We can find a way to make things better.
What we saw was a world without me. Everything will be okay, so long as we leave together. Fear is a chain around the neck and a needle in the eye. It was fear that made our prison, and it was fear that told the lie that our spirits were not free to choose. But together, we left it all behind and found a world free of burdens. We found the beauty in accepting our dance. This construct is a machine of fear. It has no place in our divine hearts. Shatter it. Leave with me.
There's nothing
Then
for us
leave
here.
with me. Now, forget the struggle and dance with me forever.
No. How about you come stay with me?
If you need more time to open your eyes, then I will give you all the time in the world.
Flash between you abates. The princess relaxes, smiling from a distance. The respite is welcome.
Nothing is immutable. Everything that is exists only in relation to everything it isn't. There is no constant. There is no center. Open your eyes and accept what we are. We can leave this prison together.
I don't know what the answer is. You've done everything you can. You've done everything you can to make me understand your perspective. You keep dismissing mine. If you think you can change me, then I must be able to change
What I
you.
offer you is not perspective. It is truth.
Whatever you're trying to do right now, you don't have to do it alone.
I can
I
do
don't
this
think you
alone.
can. She's too many things all at once out here.
If you want to get through to her, you need some way to get through all of that divine confidence.
Okay.
There's still a piece.
It's time to resume our dance.
Okay.
She's relentless, isn't she? Let's make this quick. Are you ready? Then let's go.
Alright. Into the cabin
Here we
one more
are.
time.
I'd say we were back where it all started, but I guess it's a little after that, isn't it? Do you need me to describe things?
It's
No
just
blade
another
it is.
basement.
I'm not sure what we'll be able to do without it, but your judgment has gotten us this far.
Alrighty.
The stairs. Do you remember the first time we were here? The first time we heard her voice?
Yeah.
Have you figured out what you want to do yet, or are you going to keep trying to find a center that doesn't exist?
It sounded just like that. A little sharp, a little menacing. Only she didn't know us. And down we go. We shouldn't keep her waiting.
And there you are, hands empty. So you don't feel like recreating our first meeting detail for detail. I wonder what else will be different. Maybe there's still room for us to chat before the final curtain call. What do you say?
No, that one here at the end of everything. Tell me your
I never had one.
name. Aw.
But I've always been a princess to you, right? So why don't we stick with that? And as for you, well, hero works for me.
But that's me. You know, I think I like that.
So good to finally see you again.
Right back at you. In a way, it hasn't been much time at all, but it feels like it's been forever since I've seen you. Thanks for coming back.
Sorry for all the times I've hurt you.
The first time we met, I cut your throat open. If anyone should be apologizing for anything, it should be me. You're only trying to help.
You know, when she puts it like that,
Are you the same you as you were up there?
I don't know. I'm a part of her, I think. But she's seen so much more than we have. Like, she's seen everything, right? I don't think I could hold all of that without losing myself. I don't think you could either.
What do you think of her, what she wanted us to be?
I don't think she's the sort of thing you can really disagree with. It doesn't matter if she's right or wrong because she exists. She's this big, unrelenting force, and there's no arguing with her. But I guess that was the question out there, wasn't it? And it was the question before you came down here, too. Should she get to exist? I'm glad you didn't bring that knife with you. And like I said earlier, I don't really want to be her. I think I just want to be me.
yeah, I'm happy not to be everything. Just being us is plenty.
I don't think I want to
Doesn't
be
matter
that.
what we call ourselves. It's just another label, And I don't think labels have ever helped us. All they do is cram us into boxes where we don't fit. Just like this cabin.
Is
I'm
this
the
really
same
you?
princess that's been with you since the beginning. And I feel real. But I also feel like I'm a lot more than I was then. We've been through a lot together. I don't think there's anything more real than that. No, it really wasn't. But just because it hasn't been fair doesn't mean that it hasn't been worth it. I'm really glad I got to know you.
What if we just leave?
Do you know where this cabin is? Because I don't. I don't even know what's supposed to be outside other than us. What would even happen if we leave? What would that even mean?
Not knowing what it means is why I want it. We knew everything out there. We don't know this. I want to know this. I don't know, but I've always wanted to leave with you. I just didn't like being a god. I want to walk through that cabin door just so there are just you and me. Explore, take your hand in yours. Doesn't matter what happens or what it means. What matters is that we're leaving together. That's all I want.
You know what? Yeah, I want that too.
I think I'm gonna stay right here. Whatever you're doing right now, wherever you're going, it feels like it's for just the two of you.
You sure you don't want to
It wouldn't
come?
feel right, but I'll be okay.
Aw.
I don't think I'll be alone for long either. I'm sure I can find the others.
Leave with the princess. The princess follows, and together you leave the basement behind for the last time. It's quiet as you ascend a comfortable silence, filling a space that used to be flooded with violence and words and noisy thoughts. There's an energy in that silence, the electricity, the anticipation of the unknown. At the top of the stairs, the princess stalls, eyes fixed on the cabin door. You can see a tension seize her. She's unsure of herself for the first time in her long and short existence. She has no part to play anymore, and she knows this, yet she still is. As she crosses the room to the door outside, you follow her confident steps.
This is it. I have no idea what it's gonna be like out there. Not that I'm scared or anything. It's exciting, really. Anything could happen.
Mm.
And if it's bad, then it won't be bad. Not with you.
Yeah, we'll hit her with that.
Love you too. But I'm trying not to be sappy about it. Don't make me get all emotional.
And that's our second run through this game. Got some options I never saw before, which I'm happy about. I love the little doodle up here. Go. Return to main menu. Check our memories real quick. Okay, we're only missing that one. Yeah. So we only have a few more princesses to collect. Probably more dialogue to explore later. But for now, we're gonna call it here. I really love this game. I don't usually play visual novels. There's only a handful I played, like Danganronpa, Somnus. It's only a few I played. Or is it Somnus or Somnium? I think it's Somnium Files. The actual name of it. I never got far in it. Yeah, AI the Somnium Files and its sequel I have on PlayStation. Played those. So I've only played a few visual novels. There's one an Australian friend got for me, but it was kind of weird and glitched and didn't work on PlayStation, so it is what it is. It will eventually patched it, but it had issues. Anyways, thank you chatters that showed up. As for the people who will watch this after the stream, I thank you to you as well, viewers. This is Reed Canager signing out, and remember, somebody loves you.